What's up, and welcome to episode 32 of How Not to Summon a Podcast. As always, I'm Sheeny Senpai, and this week I'm joined by the man with more chest hair than the Spiral King, Jim.
It's basically a rug.
And that guy who's always digging, Grayson.
Yeah. What's up, Scooby Gang?
And this week we are finishing from episode 9 to 15 of Gurren Lagann.
Do the impossible, see the invisible. Row, row, fight the power, touch the untouchable, break the unbreakable. Row, row, fight the power, power to the peaks, power for the dreams, still missing piece, scattering so incomplete with me that once incredible soldier from underground. See how easy they all fall down, digging through the core to see the light. Let's get out of here, babe, that's the way to survive. Y'all top of the head, I'm on the set, do the impossible. Don't you wanna bet, cause a lot of things change, we be waiting in vain. If you wanna get by, no pain, no gain. Wow, Ricky's wanna test me again. Sorry, my rhyme's gonna snatch your brain, yo. I'm still strong.
So before we dive into the thrilling second part of Gurren Lagann, bit of an update on numbers. We are edging ever so close, if not already there by the time this comes out, to 2,000 downloads.
Half of us already edging.
He just sees the number 2 and he's like, oh, I relate to that.
So yeah, we're nearly at 2,000 downloads.
Unbelievable. Thank you very much for all of us here. It's been amazing. We cannot believe how much this has actually gone.
1,000 took ages. I say ages. 1,000 took what we thought a long time. We wanted 1,000 in a year.
Yeah,
This
is it.
1,000 in like, what, 4 months?
Yeah.
And then we've doubled it in another 6 weeks.
Yeah.
It's crazy the amount this has taken off. We like Jay and Jim has already said, we can't thank everybody enough for the support. We're getting reviews rolling in now, you know, and please keep them coming.
Yeah.
Any platform, don't worry about it.
And engage with us. We really, really, really want to hear from all you guys. We want to hear just like your favourite moments, your favourite quotes that we do, because there's a lot of them.
We do love a good quote.
We love a good quote. And just leave us some feedback, because we'd love to hear it, and we'll answer back. 100%.
Oh, we love a good chat.
Yeah. Talking about the reviews and those 2 that we've had so far were amazing, and thank you for those.
I think we've had two on Apple Podcasts, and then we've had another 2 come through, I think, as
Chris
well.
from the Weeb Cafe.
Yeah, I saw that as well on Twitter. Thank you for that. Yeah.
Which points us to the support that we're getting from the podcast community as well. Again, we've said it numerous times, but the support from the podcast community is massive.
Incredible.
And it's so helpful that there's this network of people that all work together. You know, we're so thankful to have all of your support, and the fact that you're so welcoming as well and want us to come across. We are going to try and do some bits and pieces on other people's podcasts. I mean,
there's a few lined up.
We're going to have a guest as well.
We're shipping off abroad.
We're checking some dates, and we're going to make some appearances. So
the British Empire is back on the move, boys.
Prepare yourself.
Light the lanterns.
Yes.
Ring the bells. The British are coming.
Speaking of us doing so well, we are thinking about doing a giveaway.
Yeah.
Finally, right?
Yeah, we think it's about time with all the sort of support that we're getting. We want more engagement, but we're going to do a giveaway as a sort of thank you to everybody.
About time. This was supposed to be for 1,000 downloads.
Let's
be honest with our audience.
Yeah,
this was supposed to be for 1,000, and we fucking blew past it.
Yeah, this is it. We weren't thinking of doing a giveaway until we'd finished our 1 year and we got our little 1,000 downloads.
Yep.
And, we were going to support those few fans that we thought we'd have.
The dedicated few.
We got to 1,000 and went, all right, lads, we got a bit of time here. What are we going to do? And then literally last week we were like
1,200.
Yeah, 1,200. We were like,
where'd that come from?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were at 1,000 and then we hit 1,300 like 2 weeks later, and we were like, we can't do the giveaway for 1,000 now. We're too far gone.
Well, we've reached 1,572. It's about time we did it. Doesn't sound right, does it? You got to get a nice round number.
Yeah, so we're coming up to 2,000 now, and we thought, do you know what? We've got some sort of following now that we can actually start doing a giveaway for. I'll let Sheeny really
I
go
did
into
start
it.
a hashtag as well.
Did you?
Yeah,
Did you?
Summoning Boys. On Twitter, if you hashtag the Summoning Boys, I search it every day.
Make that a hashtag, people. We want to see it in that Twitter trending top 10.
Good luck. You're competing with tits and ass. You go.
I'm always sitting with a tit and some assholes as well.
So, from the release of this episode, we're asking everybody and anybody out there that likes to listen to us to fire off their favourite quote or conversation or anything like that from any of our episodes.
Give us those. We always love to listen to what you guys actually really enjoy.
Yeah, just your favourite reference from an episode, and we'll pick out the best one, and we're going to give you a one-of-a-kind t-shirt with our logo on it, simply because we are thinking of changing it.
Only a little
So-
bit. We're just going to change the chibis a bit.
Just-
So this will be a one-off original logo.
Limited edition.
Limited edition.
Very limited.
There's only going to be 4, and we're going to own 3 of them.
Yeah.
So you will be part of the elite members list.
The elite members list.
And you'll get a t-shirt, and also we're going to pick 2 other runners-up as well, and they're going to get a little surprise as well.
A little gift package.
We'll give a little bit of shout outs to guys that we also liked about
Yeah,
their
yeah.
Oh,
quotes
God,
and
yeah.
that.
We're going to read our favourite quotes and who
We'll
they're
go
from
through
and stuff.
pretty much every single one of them, really.
Yeah,
you
why
know?
not? We'll have a fucking giggle.
Yeah, that's true.
Memory lane.
We'll
I
make
mean-
an episode of it.
I mean, I thought we'd already said that we were going to make an episode of it, of just us
Yeah.
chatting and that, so...
Well, that's what
I mean-
people wanted. I asked on Twitter what they wanted.
he did
They
ask.
want fucking just us chatting shit for a bit.
I did bombard his
And we
Twitter.
love to please.
We fucking love chatting shit.
Most definitely.
We're also
Hold on.
early days considering
Well, they're
go
submitting this shit.
on Twitter.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Well,
was gonna
actually,
say,
we don't mind what platform you submit
Anywhere.
it on. You can
Anywhere.
Insta, Twitter, Facebook, or on our Discord.
yeah.
TikTok? Fucking hell, we're on there.
Yeah, we're on TikTok as well. I mean, we haven't done much on it lately. 'cause
Maybe
we're
not TikTok.
waiting on some clips, but
Maybe not TikTok.
You just don't want him seeing your stupid face.
Again.
so send it through any platform, and yeah, we'll get looking at it.
Yeah, we'll pick a random one.
Random.
And we're in the early days of.
You're such
I
a twat.
fucked myself up there. Fucking hell.
We're also in the early days of discussing the launch of perhaps another pod. But we're very early.
Hell.
We're very
You're
early
blowing
days.
your
on
load
that.
early.
We're
Jesus.
hell.
Very early days on that.
This is foreplay. You're like full penetration right
I
now.
want to tease them.
Oh, well, I see how it is. There's going to be a new one, and here's exactly what it is.
Oh no, I'm not saying what it is. I'm just saying early discussions about a new pod. coming out.
Maybe a 4th member.
Maybe. I've got your 4th member right here.
A mini member.
That's Jim.
My body pillow will be a great 4th edition.
I'll chat as much shit as you do.
Yeah. It's got enough DNA in it.
So, is there any stories this week?
Yeah, now we've got the maintenance out of the way. Let's get on to the odd stories. Grayson, I hear you've got an interesting one.
I've got a good one. So
on.
I work in a petrol station in the UK. That's very different to an American petrol station. It's like a full store with a petrol station attached to it. So I had a foreign guy come in, being a very mixed culture island that we are, and he didn't speak much English. He came in and came to the counter at 11 o'clock at night when I was on a late,
Yes.
and he came up and was like, "You have the Gundam?" And I was like,
Gundam?
"The what? The Gundam?"
Yes, my mobile
I'm literally
suit-
saying it out loud. There's some guy stood behind him who clearly knows what Gundam is and was like pissing himself. He was like, you know, when you're about to go,
Did he mean condom?
he meant condom.
Ah.
I didn't know this, right? So
I kind of understand.
I went,
Yeah.
Gundam.
I mean, you suit up either way.
Gundam.
Suiting
Right,
up either
but
way.
I didn't get this, and I went, Gundam, and he went, yeah, Gundam, a Gundam, and he got really confused and was getting quite, not annoyed,
The
but
man was
impatient.
fucking horny.
Right, he's quite impatient.
Get him his
And he
Gundam.
went, you know, Gundam, for the jiggy jiggy. And he did this little kind of dancey motion with it whilst thrusting, and I was like, you can't do that in a store. I cried. The guy behind him fucking cried.
11 o'clock at night. The man was desperate. He was caught short.
You know, for the jiggy jiggy.
Grayson could see he was like right over the
The
counter.
guy's standing there. He's pitching a tent, and you don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
I fucking died. That was it. The next hour and a half flew by.
Did you get him a Gundam?
Yeah, I got him his Gundam. He
He
suited
suited
up.
him up for him.
He suited him up and booted him.
You had a great time, I imagine.
You imagine.
Well, the cameras only go so far out the store, right?
That's unbelievable.
I fucking died.
Oh, cracking. though.
Fucking died.
Genie, you got one?
I have been throwing myself into watching anime. That is
Fair
literally it.
Was shocked by this.
Well,
Shocking.
I have started a new one called So What If I'm a Spider? A bit like the slime
Can we
one.
guess the premise?
Yeah, a bit like the slime one. Somebody has died and they've been reincarnated as a spider monster. But their whole class got reincarnated because the whole class died in an explosion. So all the other members of the class were born into human forms. And this unfortunate, like, shut-away girl who was a... what do they call them?
Otaku? No. Guy, no. Fucking hell, I'm running through the script of Tokyo Drift here to get to the word. The outsider.
When they're a shut-in.
Oh, a shut-in.
Yeah, she's a bit... I can't remember the word for it, but yeah, she's...
Nerd!
Yeah, she just goes and plays games and stuff. She becomes a spider monster. So that's what I've been watching. And the whole thing is all like leveling up systems and gaining new skills and things like that. It's really good and really in-depth with the whole like leveling up and skill gaining and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's really good. Jim, what have you been up to?
I've got a couple. I've just realised we've had a couple of weeks away. I was just thinking, have I told some of the stuff that's been going on in my life? No, I haven't actually. So there's some for the for the strong stomachs of you all. I literally had somebody because I work in a retail store of shopping for food.
A supermarket.
Yes, a supermarket.
It's almost as if there's a word for that.
Unnamed supermarket, which has quite a lot of older people come in, and somebody literally shit themselves and made a snail trail all the
I
way
don't
out the
think
door.
you understand what a snail trail is. It's not that.
Well, it was definitely a beefy snail trail.
Leaving breadcrumbs.
Did you follow it to the source?
Do you know what?
Excuse me, madam, you've dropped these.
She didn't even realise either. Like, literally, it was like, left the store, didn't even realise what she'd done.
Was she wearing trousers or like a dress?
A dress,
Oh,
like a
God.
skirt.
No wonder.
Freedom!
So it was just dropping out.
Oh, no.
Like Pac-Man pellets. It was
Are you
horrific.
gobbling him up?
Oh, there he's behind her. Waka, 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 waka.
Yeah, the scrubber. Definitely fucking me. Oh, that was horrific. Also, somebody turned up dressed as a turkey.
Why?
Look, right. I forgot about this one. I didn't tell anybody about this one. Don't know why. I was at work and it was probably getting right close to closing time, about 7 o'clock. Somebody came in from a group came in from a protest about Bernard Matthews.
Oh, God.
Turkey farm. Yep.
What? Leave the fucking turkey twizzlers alone. Leave them up. They fucked them up already.
Like a shitty boy zone. 5 people came in turkey outfits.
Just shitty boys.
Shut up, mate. I'll clock you up.
5 fucking turkeys gobbling their way through the store.
Fuck's sake.
And then decided they were going to try and do a protest down the aisle. Yeah, for some reason down our chicken aisle.
Why?
Saying release the chickens, release the turkeys.
Release them.
It's a bit late for that.
We've gone too far.
There might be some life in it yet.
It's headless. 'Tis but a flesh wound.
So I had to ask them to leave the store because it was... And they were like, no, it's time. I'm allowed to protest wherever I like. I was like, yes, but it is closing time.
Yes, but fuck off. I want to go
It's
home.
time to go home, please. Thank you.
Come back tomorrow.
The league waits for no one.
This is life and death here. I need to go home.
You don't understand. I've got a tournament in an hour.
In an hour's time. I couldn't believe it. They clocked off out the fucking store eventually, but 5 people in turkey costumes getting out of one car. I've never seen
I bet you went, oh, we're getting robbed.
The worst disguise.
I saw them coming in and was like, I swear I haven't been drinking today. I was like, am I having a stroke or something? I'm seeing turkeys.
I don't know what you think of turkeys, but I don't have a stroke.
I do love those turkey twizzlers. Yeah, so people shitting down the aisles and people physically coming in as turkeys. Like, I've never seen anything like it before.
Sure, turkeys didn't get jiggy with it.
With the gun now. Imagine. He's in one of the costumes.
So we pick up from the bombshell that we were left with from episode 8, and that was what we wasn't sure was the death of Bro. Episode 9 opens with the Spiral King. We finally see him, and he's surrounded by his harem of women. And also the generals. I mean, it's later on that we find out that he actually has a village of women that he rotates through, right?
And breeds, yeah.
Yeah. Why does he breed? That's weird. Anyway.
It is weird.
Yeah.
It is weird.
And we get introduced to our first general. Well, not the first one. The first one was a gorilla guy. He died. The next general, which is Idina, the scorpion lady that we mentioned earlier in the first episode as well. She's actually Idina the Elegant. And she asked for permission to be the next general to go and face Gurren because, I think she wants to win favour with the Spiral King, really, isn't it?
Yeah, she tries to say that Monkey Boy was her friend, and it's like, do you all have friends?
She wants to win
She's
favour.
brown-nosing.
Yeah, of course she is.
She's brown-nosing.
And that's when we actually find out the Spiral King created them as well. That's the first time he actually mentions that he was the reason that they exist in the first place. So they follow a human who tells them to kill other humans. Very odd.
Yeah, but they think he's God. They don't know he's human.
Yeah, and when you see the sort of powers he has, I guess that's understandable.
Yeah.
Especially when
But
he brought you into creation.
Mastery of the spiral power.
Yeah, and he has like flaming hair as well. Like,
Yeah, later on.
Yeah.
He's his own little mecha thing,
he
isn't he?
becomes basically fucking Cyndaquil.
And
He does.
it does.
No, fair play. Fair
So
enough.
we jump back to Simon, and Simon's taken what I can only call is a dark turn at this point.
He's depressed.
It's been
Massively
It's been
depressed.
7 days since Bro has died, and that's when it hits home. That's when it's like, oh no, he's been dead. He's been dead for 7 days now.
What is that?
Oh, that's the demons in the closet that we've kept in there.
No.
That's what we get for summoning too many demons, boys.
Oh, no. No.
And we see back in Daiguren that this whole fucking mech has a repair factory inside, and it's got like really nice living quarters and fucking
A mess hall.
mess hall,
Okay,
munition
don't they make a
plants.
big deal out of the mess hall?
a med center, all that sort of stuff.
Munition plants and all sorts, don't
Yeah.
This is what I meant about the size, inconsistencies with the size. And we see that Simon is adamant that he now no longer wants anyone to partner Gurren Lagann with him.
they? He doesn't have any choice.
I guess short term that's understandable, that he would feel like nobody could replace Bro. And you wouldn't want anyone to, because you would feel like that's what they're trying to do,
This
I
is
guess.
Maverick syndrome.
Yeah.
Yeah, Maverick and Goose.
Yeah.
I completely missed that as well.
And that Simon is blaming himself as well. He thinks it's his fault that Bro died because he couldn't pull it together when he needed to pull it together.
Yeah, it was his fault.
He's not wrong. He's just not right.
Bro was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
But
when
he was there
died.
because of Simone.
Yeah, no.
But that doesn't mean it's Simone's fault. It just means that he was there because of Simone.
Yeah,
Then Carmen's entire thing is, I will big up Simone.
yeah.
That's it.
He did it on his own back
Yeah.
to go to Simon.
He could have done it over the radio. He didn't have to punch him in the fucking face.
True.
I mean, he did need to punch him in the face.
Yeah,
that point.
sometimes you got to slap a bitch. But
Yeah, exactly.
We also see that everybody on Daiguren does not want Simon to be the leader. they don't think he's up to the task anymore, especially now that Bro
He's
has
not.
gone.
He doesn't
So
seem like
far-
the material.
At this moment, well, everything he's displayed so far, he
he's
hasn't.
not.
He's never once shown any leadership.
Not one. And even then, it's not until he comes up against a Spiral King that he does.
And we also see that Yoko as well she's hurting a lot as well, and she is trying to almost seem too okay.
She's masking it.
Yeah, she's overcompensating by trying to be so normal that it's not normal. When it's time for Simon to get into Gurren Lagann the next time, Rusien, forehead boy.
Ah,
Rusien.
Grayson.
Rusien is the one that steps forward and says that he will link with Simon and drive Gurren Lagann.
I don't like him. I've never liked
Well,
him.
Rusien,
Yeah.
He doesn't bother me. He's just,
bland, isn't he?
yeah.
Really
he's
bland.
such a kind of
Meh.
blends in character.
Could be replaced with anyone at
Literally
any time.
anyone, yeah.
Does he become a bigger part after 15?
Yes, he
Yeah, he
unfortunately
becomes the
does.
president
He
or
becomes
something.
a fucking prick. That's what he becomes.
Massively so, yeah.
There
He,
we go.
he becomes politics.
Yeah, he
Ugh.
becomes
Rich,
wow.
coming from a man who was part of a cult.
Yeah. He turns into
Oh no,
it.
he
turns into his dad.
that. Yeah, he turns
Well,
into
there
that
you go.
guy. In
But
essence,
yeah, it's not population
But
control,
worse.
but it is control.
Yeah.
it's worse as well. And he definitely gets rid of Simu.
Yeah,
Later.
he thinks he's outdated and not needed anymore.
Right.
That whole kind of
Which I can
meta
see.
thing is outdated, but it's not. He's wrong. He just doesn't want a military front. He thinks
Right.
they're done. The job is done. The idea is now to build a society, not defend or
Brutal.
fight for one. Yeah,
Yeah.
because
And
they haven't
he-
had fights in years.
And he will physically get rid of anyone in
Yeah.
his way. Not like nicely either.
Yeah.
Like as in imprison and get rid of them sort of way. He becomes a prick.
Yeah, no.
But
you
someone's
can
gotta
see
be.
it coming.
Someone's got to be that prick
Yeah.
in a show.
To lead.
Not in real life, but in a show like this, you need that kind of contrast between characters. Simo needs something to fight, a system. In this right now, it's a Spiral King system.
Yeah.
In the future episodes, it's his system until another threat comes along.
Yeah, I guess.
For the
so.
show's progression and for Simo's character, he needs a contrasting character to go up against.
But at this present time, he's just nothing.
He's just so nothing.
I'll tell you what, he's exactly the same as the kids. From the same place. Nothing. Nothing until much later in the entire
Yeah.
series.
He shows up
when
every
they
now and
almost
then.
had to make him something.
Yeah, he
Because
shows up.
They
every
made
now
such a
and
big
then.
deal out
But
of him going.
Where he goes, you understand why his character
Yeah.
got there
Yeah, yeah.
and why they did what they did with him, because it makes perfect sense.
It really does. When they get to the point where he is, you're like, oh shit, that's from
Our
Nurture.
first meeting.
That's
with
from
him.
Nurture and stuff
Yeah.
like that. When you see how he came about, you're like, oh shit, that's how he's got to this point. But fuck me, it takes a long time to get there.
So going back to Simon, he's out with Rusien, and he's still in a massive rage. Every time he seems to go into Gurren Lagann, he goes into a fit of rage, and he's starting to put everyone's lives at risk every time he goes out now. He's rushing everything, he's angry, and then we see the explosion of power that overwhelms him, and like it's represented as vomit.
Yeah.
The machine vomits out this glistening.
Well,
glistening-
Gurren
So does
Lagann
Simon.
throws
the
up.
well.
last glistening
Yeah.
fucking fluid we had was a different kind of glistening fluid.
It also wasn't green.
So-
And also
Fucking hell.
didn't explode out the sides either.
If it's green, you need cranberry juice.
It all ends with him almost throwing himself off of a cliff.
But he does.
He does throw himself off a cliff.
Rusien's not inside at this
Well,
point.
no,
is he?
the head
No,
jumps
He
off.
the
pop-
head,
he- yeah,
the
Lagann
head kind of
jumps
pulls
off.
himself
Yeah.
out by his hands. There's
Yeah.
no like
He yanks himself off.
fluidity to it.
I tell you what, he's like, nah, fuck this shit. I'm
Yeah,
not enough of this.
it's like pulling off his pants are a bit too tight.
Yeah. And he ends up at the bottom of the cliff.
We've all been there.
Have we?
He-
When you're eating too much at a Sunday lunch,
My pants have never pulled themselves off and gone, no, too much.
I'm very surprised by this.
The belt has gone ping.
Of all the things that have pulled me off, it's not my pants.
So he wakes at the bottom of the cliff, and instantly this is a graveyard. It didn't take me long to realise.
The worst graveyard ever. They're thrown in there alive.
It's just full of bins.
Yeah. He finds the coffin that has just been thrown in, and the lock perfectly fits his spiral key.
You're saying that like literally there's just two fucking beastmen at the top of the thing just throwing
There
it
is
in.
two beastmen at the top of the
Literally,
thing.
just
throwing
they get
them
thrown in.
Ugh, it's just stupid. It's ridiculous.
And inside this coffin is a girl.
Oh, and it only gets opened up by the fucking key.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
one, which is understandable because the only person who would be able to open those coffins is the Spiral King.
As far as he's
Does
aware,
he
yeah.
have a key?
He has a key, yeah.
Yes.
You never see it.
A
Yes,
purple
you-
one.
yes,
you
you
do.
do. Yes,
he has
you
a
do.
purple one.
Ooh.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah,
That's
you do.
how he
Just
starts off
sorry,
his
the
mecha.
Yeah, it's weird.
But the girl inside wakes, and she's very confused. She doesn't know what human beings are, which is odd because her dad is one.
And she
Well,
looks
she says the
exactly
only
like one.
other human being I've ever seen in my life is is one other person.
And she doesn't think she's a human either.
No. And we find out
Is she?
that
She's
she is a human being. I don't know what happens
you
after
sure?
episode 15, but
Later on, she does some things that are not human.
we'll see. But yeah, but she might have spiral powers as well,
Do they
being the
work
daughter
like
of the
that?
Spiral King.
But they're only the ones that have
Did
got the
she
spiral.
not?
I
Did
don't
she
know.
not come through the village?
She must have come through the village.
Uh-huh.
But was she altered?
Probably.
We'll see.
She had the old Captain America treatment, was put inside a thing.
A chamber.
Yeah, inside a chamber.
So this is Nia. This is when we're introduced to Nia. I fucking did not like this character.
I hate the character. I love the voice actress.
Bit whiny.
I like her.
This is Starfire from
I like her.
Teen Titans.
Bit whiny.
I
but
like her. I've got no problem with the character because actually,
She's a
got,
bit too nicey for my
yeah,
liking.
but she's got
It's naivety.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because she's never had anything go wrong ever until
Yeah.
now. And even now, it's the only thing that's ever gone wrong. So she doesn't even understand
But
that something's gone wrong.
She's also never seen a gunman before because when in the next scene it attacks, one of them drops down and attacks.
Well, she's never been at the palace before.
No, she doesn't
says
know
that.
what to make of it. But yet she knows Beastman.
Well, they would have come and
Yeah,
gone to
they
see
would
her
have come and
father.
gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just found it odd that she's never seen a gunman ever before.
Yeah, but that's probably from the point that we're in the show. You'd have gone, well, that's a bit strange considering you live in this world.
Yeah.
Although you are
Well, no,
inside
she
a bin.
she never says that she's the daughter of the Spiral King. She just says that the one and only human she's ever seen was her father. And that's it. That's all you know.
Exactly.
But they get to Lagann, and once again, Simon can't get it to work.
You can't get it up.
He can't get it up.
Fucking
No, it works.
ongoing problem for him.
He does
Well, it
get
keeps
to work.
vomiting, doesn't it? It won't work properly.
Well, he turns it on. He thanks it for working because he's climbing up the hill fucking slowly, isn't he? It's not until the beast thing attacks.
But
and
no,
then
he
he's
actually
fucked.
goes to sacrifice himself. He can't get it
Yeah.
to work, realizes it's not going to happen. So then he tells Nia to run, and then he charges at the fucking gunman, and Nia's like, no.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
literally
I
just
get it.
like, no. She talks him out of doing it, and then Yoko and the gang turn up to save the day. They
One
drop
of the three
down.
times her gun actually works.
Her gun works again. Yeah, one of the only times we see it.
Do you think they just load blanks in every now and then just to fuck around with her?
I mean, I would. Like, just to see what happens.
Oh, I ain't firing blanks into that.
So they get saved, and they're back on Daiguren, and we get Simon shouting at Lagann because it wouldn't work properly for him, and he's angry at the piece of machinery. Are these machines alive?
No, they react to emotional.
Right.
And
His powers.
yeah.
Yeah.
So they're directly linked to the way that he feels.
And then
That's
we
what spiral power is, and
Yeah.
it's powered by that. So
feels.
the feels.
And then we get the huge swimming centipede that appears within the waves that surround Daiguren, and Idina, the elegant,
Where the fuck does this water come from?
turns up. I do not know.
It's a good question.
She can manipulate water by the looks of it.
Yeah, but it fucking rolls up in the middle of a fucking desert.
I know. And Nia hears Idina's voice and is like, I know that voice. And she walks out, and Idina is like, who are you? And she's like, I'm Nia, daughter of the Spiral King. And that's how it ends.
Why has she summoned water for a fucking millipede?
I don't know.
Maybe it's a water.
You thought it would be a burrowing thing.
It's a millipede.
Yeah.
It can run across the fucking ground like no other creature on the fucking
I know.
planet for its
I don't know
size.
why she can manipulate
It's a millipede.
water.
Why does it need water?
I thought she was a water.
I don't
Type.
know.
I thought that shot would have looked cooler if you would have
I
seen...
thought she was a water type leader.
She's the water type
Get out.
gym leader.
Yeah.
Get out. No, that's the old man.
No, actually, to be fair, it was the bathhouse before because it was
No,
misty.
it's the old man. Yeah, because it was misty.
Yeah, there we go.
But surely a millipede, and the shot would have looked cooler with this giant fucking millipede arching up like a fucking, like standing on its back legs,
And she's on the head of it.
eyeballing it, and
Yeah.
she's on the fucking head of it, so you could see the sheer size of this fucking thing.
Yeah,
Why
no,
waves?
no,
It
we
just
get-
seems
we
like
get it in a
lazy
wave.
animation.
Yeah.
Yeah, saves on animation.
Yeah.
And we
Which
come
is shit.
we come into episode 10. At this point, Idina is expressing that she doesn't give a shit if Nia is the daughter of the Spiral King or not, before she's politely reminded by the rest of her crew that everything she says within the mech is recorded and goes directly back to the Spiral King. So she panics and leaves.
But she's like, oh shit.
She's like, I better go and get some. This isn't over. I'm going to go and get some more information.
I'm going to go
and
speak
leaves.
to the store manager and make sure that this is all right.
I was just going to see my boss.
And
Wait, that means that Nia's fucking Karen this time.
I mean, she does get the haircut eventually.
yeah.
And she also fucking turns around and she's like, you can't do this.
Does nothing but moan.
Wait until my father hears about this.
And
Literally.
Take me to my father.
Yep.
Take me to the manager.
We move inside afterwards and we see that Kitan has become the leader of Daiguren now. He's adopted that position.
Just from
all of
fucking
a sudden.
default.
He is
The loudest.
at that moment the only, the one,
And the only one that's actually led a team.
the only one who seems to want to lead the team. To be honest,
Well, he's just the loudest.
He's not a bad choice. And he tries to do what Kamina did. The speeches and stuff come
As
out. They're
such.
just not as elegant.
no.
Which
they
is
don't
nice
hit.
because they didn't just yeah, that's what I mean. Like they're not a carbon copy and they've replaced him. They've put someone in there that is
Yeah.
clearly very inadequate compared to.
They've tried to make an inadequate version, haven't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they've done. Then we jump back to the Spiral King, and Idina has gone to see him, and we see that he does not give a shit that Nia is there or alive or anything like that, and he's actually unhappy
love this bit.
that Idina even left
How
in the
dare
first
you
place.
use an excuse as small as not knowing? What?
No, definitely
What?
sounds like store managers that I've heard of before. How dare you not
definitely.
know that I need to know without telling you?
He gives her a second chance to go back, and this time Viral, who turns up again, has said to her that he wants to join when she attacks again because he's got unfinished business, even though he's had his ass kicked every time he's gone so far.
Oh, fucking. Like, at this point, I'm just like, stay at home, mate.
She does give him a couple of slaps, doesn't every time he asks her.
Yeah.
Like, every word. It's like, sometimes you need to slap a guy, but not at this point. That's so many times.
Well, he's just getting hit across the face with a tail.
Yeah.
Then we jump back to Daiguren, and we see that Nia is in the mess hall and she's eaten lots of food, and everyone's like angry that she's the Spiral King's daughter. And
We need to interrogate her.
They try and make Kitan talk to her, but because of how innocent she is, he doesn't. It's like talking to a brick wall for him. He just doesn't get anywhere. In fact, he falls for the innocence and ends up sort of pandering to her.
More than that, like, he's like, tell me about this. And she's like, what is this? And he's like, well, it's this. But what do you know? And she's like, well,
Isn't he like,
what is
sometimes you've
that?
got to stomp on a man? She's like, what is it to stomp on a man?
Yeah.
And stuff like that. It's weird. His idea next is that he pushes her to Simon and says, Simon, I need you to get the information out of her because she responds to you better.
I'm trying to think of the quote. What she says. Is it the pissing off?
Yeah,
That's it. What is it to piss off?
Yeah.
you're beginning to piss me off. What is this
Because later
pissing
on,
off?
what is this pissing off? Later on, you are the one that does the pissing off.
That's it.
This is how you know she's Starfire.
And Idina's like, I'm
She
the
does
one
the
that
same
says that.
character.
While in the company of Simon, she questions him about who Bro is, because he's always talking about Bro, and she wants to know more about him. Yoko turns up at this point and wants to listen in on the story he's about to tell. And this I mentioned this in episode 1. He tells the story of the time that they were involved in a cave-in, and he got stuck in a cave-in with Bro and the 2 other guys that were part of Gurren. And the only reason they got out of this cave-in was because Bro didn't give up. When everyone else had been defeated, Bro hyped everyone up, didn't let them...
Succumb to their own gloom.
And he gave them the push and the energy needed to get out of there. And eventually he encouraged Simon enough that Simon burst into action and got them out of there. He says that he's basically lost without Bro. He doesn't know what to do with himself.
That's true. He doesn't...
He's lost his drive.
Yeah, he's lost the person.
He's lost
that
his
drew him,
direction,
yeah.
everything.
It's the oomph they have.
Yeah.
Like, Simon's got all the power, but...
But this is when
Having a point
Nia
to it.
sort of bumps in and she goes, well, actually, I believe in you, Simon. If nobody else does, I do. You know, you got me out of the coffin. You saved me. I believe in you. And she says, I don't think you should rely on anybody, especially not this Bro person. Which is a big no-no at this point, because that's when she pisses off Yoko by saying that Bro is basically not relevant anymore. This is what she says, that you shouldn't rely on somebody who's not around anymore.
I mean, it's right.
It is right, 100% right. I mean, remember his morals. Remember what he wanted. Remember
At this
what-
point, you've got to rely on what they taught you, not the person.
Yes.
Poorly timed, though.
Yeah.
Because of what's
No,
going
it's what
on.
he needed
It's
to
poorly
hear. But
timed
it's
for
poorly,
Yoko.
Yeah, it's poorly timed for her, not Simon.
Because she's not ready for that conversation. She's done everything except deal with any damage. She's tried to remain so normal and unaffected for everyone
She
around
hasn't
her.
let herself.
She actually hasn't processed any of it.
No. So she gets angry, she gets upset. Then Idina arrives back. And she speaks to Nia directly and tells her basically what's up, and that she...
What's up?
What's that?
None. Watching the bud.
tells her
Watching
that...
the bud. Having a
the
bud
bud.
watching the game.
She,
Mush that together.
she tells Nia that, look, your dad's abandoned you and you mean nothing anymore anyway, hence why you were put in a coffin and thrown off a cliff.
You've been put in the recycling.
Yeah. This actually pisses off Simon, who rushes to Lagann. And Idina then flips the speech to the fact that humanity is just a waste of time and they're pathetic and they're useless and everything like that. Nia backs everyone up, though. Nia stands up to her and says, actually, humanity aren't stupid. They aren't nothing. They mean a lot. I mean, she's kind of...
It's coming out of
Where's all
nowhere
this
with no
coming from
experience.
Yeah, I mean, she's only spent a few days with them and all of a sudden she's like pro-humanity.
It's a little weird.
She's lived her life with the Beastman, being, you know, and the Spiral King, and then all of a sudden she spends 2 days with humanity and is like, actually, humanity are nicer.
Yeah, not that bad.
Yeah, we're alright.
And because of this speech she gives, the rest of the people on Daiguren all sort of flood to her and are like, we will help you, Nia, even though they were unsure on where she stood at that point. She sort of gave them that, no, she's on our side.
I think she was on their side because of what she'd seen over the last couple of days. Like, she'd been told, humanity's different, but actually she's been with them for 2 days and she's like, these people are alright, to be fair. And they don't even have to be like, she's not pro, she's just like, you guys are fine. She's not like
They're
pro
nice
them
and
and
you
bad.
shouldn't kill them.
Like, Beastmen she hasn't gone, humans good, Beastmen bad. She's just gone, no, they're good. They deserve to be on the surface the same as
live.
the rest of you.
It ends up with a big fight ensuing, and Idina is about to be squashed by Daiguren before Viral comes in out of nowhere and saves Idina, even though he wasn't supposed to be there. They end up running away. And you're like, well, Viral's going to be back again very soon. Long story short, everyone's happy. Nia's saved the day, even though she hasn't. All she said was a little speech about how humans are all right. Everyone's now okay with her. We jump over to Idina, who's with Viral. She's just beaten the shit out of Viral for saving her life. Because he interrupted and she had it covered.
Did she?
She's about to be smushed.
Giving the big boy speech.
And it all ends with Nia going to Simon's quarters and knocking on the door and sort of saying, Simon, are you in there? And we see inside Simon just feeling sorry for himself inside his quarters. Just being a wuss. That's how it ends. So we open with episode 11, back in the pit of despair that is Simon.
Is this the one where he's made like statues of bro with the stone?
We will come to that, but at the minute he is curled up in his little despair ball and he's crying in his quarters.
Despair ball. That's
Despair ball.
That's a Pokemon move.
Yeah, so
I was about to say. I swear.
Is that how you catch despair Pokemon?
What, with a despair ball?
With a despair ball.
And we cut to Spiral King again, and we see that he has just 2 generals left now. Guam is the next one, and he's the one that wishes to fight next. Guam is the tortoise man.
Yep.
I like the tortoise guy.
Guam is the most experienced general of all of the generals.
He's probably best voice acting for the generals.
I never really paid attention to the generals' voice acting, to be honest with you. They weren't relevant enough for me.
But that's good enough. When they're good enough, it's
you
not
were like,
something you pay attention to.
That sounds like a turtle.
Yeah.
Cool.
No, I liked the turtle because actually what he spoke about and the way he spoke was quite elegant compared to the rest.
Karate master.
Yeah, like more
He is. He's just like,
Yeah,
I
no, fair.
am a wise old turtle.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's lived for the longest, so he gets it a bit.
Yeah,
more.
he has. He was one
Giving
of
a
the, almost the
turtle a
first
fight when
created.
cornered.
Yes.
Fuck off.
We jump to Lagann, and it's in a rubbish dump on Daiguren. It's been discarded, and yeah, it's just been thrown away. Then we get what you mentioned. We jump inside, and Simon is there, and he's making bro sculptures
Why have they put Lagann
in a
in a
rubbish dump.
scrap
I don't know.
pile?
You'd think they'd put it front of ship or sit it somewhere
Just
where
to
it
the
can
side.
be seen.
Maintain it.
So
at
it
least.
can be seen.
Yeah,
This is the fucking the big bot that carried them to this
Yeah.
point. You think it'd be a memorial of some kind. He fucking died in that. Your entire crew.
Well,
is
no, that's
fucking-
only Lagann.
No, Lagann's still
Gurren
going.
is still being
Oh,
piloted.
the little fucking head thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Gurren
No,
is still being
oh
piloted.
yeah, the little head thing is Gurren, isn't
The little
it?
head thing is
It's
Lagann.
still
No,
the
little
fucking
head thing is
same
Lagann.
thing. It's still this fucking the thing that started an
Yeah,
entire
yeah.
revolution
A
of
symbol
humanity.
Of, yeah, a symbol of the rebellion that started. Yeah, but
Okay.
it's in a rubbish heap, and he's making sculptures of bro.
So he's dumped it in a rubbish heap because it's not working. He's thrown a tantrum.
he's got like there must be at least 50 fucking stone sculptures of bro that he's making.
Are they stone?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, I
Cut.
thought they were just held together with hot
Cut
glue.
to the rest of the crew watching a video of women who were clearly
help us!
acting, saying that they need help because they're
We're
being
under
attacked.
attack by beastmen. No, that's literally how it goes.
Like-
it's ridiculous and funny. So
However, Kitan does react exactly how Bro would react, right? He's like, we need to go and save them.
he does exactly what bro would do.
Bro
right
would
here.
100% do the exact same thing. So they decide they're going to go and save this girl village, which they do very easily to start with. Girls get on... I didn't understand this text bit right. The girls get on Daiguren. Now, I thought they then turned into beastmen.
So did I.
They didn't, because they pop up later and they're not.
Did some
they,
of them
they let
disguise or
they
what?
they somehow let the beastmen in
Behind them?
Yeah, I think so. I think they just followed in through the open door. It's really fucking weird how they get in. Honestly,
ladies, beastmen, ladies, Beastman,
Yeah.
Stormtrooper. Go fuck yourself.
go fuck yourself.
Fuck's sake.
Have you seen Robot
Robot Chicken? Yeah, I know what the fuck
yeah.
it is. Jesus
Hold the lift.
Christ.
No.
No.
What's your number?
011, go fuck yourself. Eat my ass. That's the one, isn't it?
Fucking Robot Chicken.
Fuck, I love that Star Wars Robot Chicken.
Compose yourself.
We go back to Simon and the Sculptures of Bro. Nia's with him. She's telling him...
Simon doesn't need any help, though. He can do it himself.
Well, she's about to be taken away. The Beastmen have told her that she must come with them. But before she leaves Simon with the words that he is not Bro,
He's
and
Simon.
that he must be Simon and be himself.
Which is what Carmen has said all along.
Yeah.
And we get another little bit of info about Spiral King. We're told that he is immortal and that he just disposes of his children when he is bored of them or they ask too many questions and he can't be asked to answer, I guess.
Is this when Nia goes and meets the turtle?
Yes.
Meets Guam and
Yeah,
she's
well,
like...
Guam offers her a job, basically. Guam tells her that if she can become the leader of the breeding village.
Head of the brothel.
Yeah, the main maid. Mm-hmm. And run the girl village of sex slaves.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say much about it, but yeah.
A tempting offer.
We've all been there.
Have we?
We've all been there.
No.
Can I try the merchandise?
Yeah, it's potluck though. Sometimes, you'll get your sexy village of hippies, and sometimes it's a cult.
Yeah, go on. Just fucking go on.
At this offer, Nia decides to slap Guam, because sometimes you just got to hit a bitch.
Sometimes you just got to
Sometimes
slap a
you
bitch.
just got to slap a turtle.
Sometimes you got to slap a
You
turtle.
punch your poo?
I'm not even dignifying that with a response. That one.
I'm turtle head.
No, this is an actual turtle.
So all the humans get thrown in some sort of
Room?
cell.
It's a room. Or
Yeah, a
like
room with concrete walls, and they all attempt to try and dig They're like, you can't keep a human underground.
Yeah,
or
because they've
something
all
like
been
that.
diggers.
And they all start trying to dig their way out or bite their way out of these concrete rooms.
Some of them are trying to eat.
Yeah. It doesn't work.
The two fucking big brother guys. We're gonna smash it. We're gonna smash it. We're gonna break it down with our heads. And they just headbutting the freaking door.
Look, they can't get out. Everyone's defeated, and then they all turn in one direction, and we see Simon.
And
He's just
digging.
working away. Just slowly. By the way, he's got the only tool to actually do the job, so had any of the other ones of them maybe had that, they might have been able to do it as well.
Yeah, but you see the fact that he's got like, it's a little bit, and it's a little bit, and he's
He's just
getting a
working
small
away.
amount and a small amount, but he is the best digger. Always has been. He was the best digger in his village.
And that's when Yoko turns and goes, now I get what he means. And they're like, what? And then she's like, when Bro said...
We get the other half of that story, which Seamoon gave us.
Yeah. She says... She quotes him by saying, he's always the one to save my ass and never give up. And then we see Bro's side of the story about when they were buried alive and that it was actually Simon who never gave up. Bro was actually at that brink of giving up when he saw that Simon was still digging and just hadn't stopped, and through perseverance inspired him to
Carry
then
on.
do a speech, which obviously then affected Simon even further. But it was Simon's determination at the start that
Kept him going.
kept
And
everyone
then
going.
right after that, after he was going to have that breakdown, they broke through and got out of the cave in, basically, didn't they? It was nice because you got two sides of a different coin, basically, didn't you? From that story, you were like, Seamoon always looked at it as if to say, oh, Bro was the one that was helping me along. But actually, you get from this, Bro always looked at Seamoon as
The
no
man
matter
who
what,
never gave up.
Yeah, and no matter what, he's the one that's going to
what it
save
is.
me.
They do the same thing. It's just Simon does it very quietly by himself and doesn't rely on anyone. Kamina rallies people behind him to do that job.
Yeah.
That's what the loudmouth does.
And as he's digging, the spiral lights up, and what comes crashing through the wall but Lagann's face, which is why I said that's probably why it appeared the first time round.
It's like a beacon sort of thing, isn't it?
Well,
It,
they do. They
draws it.
They do. It's not the first time. When he has a drill, it started glowing and going warm, warm when it got near
Yeah.
Lagann. And it did the same with the coffin, didn't it? To show that it fit.
Yeah.
And we cut to Guam again, and his workers have all turned to him and they've gone, "Sir, we can't find Lagann. We don't know where it's gone. There's just a hole where it was before."
The freaking armadillo thing, or the little fucking sloth thing that's like, was this hole here before? He's looking and it's like 17 floors and he's just looking through the fucking hole and he's like, was this hole here before, guys?
And Guam is like, "Don't worry about that." And he turns to Nia and he's like, "We're going to kill Simon first."
Well, because she's like, I'll never give up because Seaman will never give up.
Yeah.
He's the one that pilots Lagann and stuff like that. It's like, okay, fair enough. Thanks a lot.
Overly
You've
reliant
well,
on Simon.
Not
at
even
this
that.
point.
Like, you've literally just given away who the fuck is in charge of the actual resistance, in essence.
Guam lowers his gun, is about to shoot Nia in the face, and she's saved by the old man.
What is going on with this old man? He just fucking pops up, doesn't he?
He saves Nia.
What says that? They do it all the time. How long have you been here?
Yeah.
I think it gets brought up
just
like
under
3
the radar,
times. He
isn't
just pops up. Never to be
But
seen again.
Is this not him changing form into Beastman so he can walk among them unnoticed?
Probably.
Maybe. Don't know, but it's weird that the old man's just fucking there.
Yep. And then
Or he's just
Simon
old
turns
enough
up.
to know what humanity is.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Although he did lead them to the bathhouse, which then attempted to kill them. Weird.
Yeah, I'm a little bit confused about what,
His intentions.
like, what is his intentions at this point? Is he there for a reason?
Or he had faith that they'd win.
Yeah, maybe he just
yeah.
picked a side.
He picked a side and was like, you need to go over there and fucking end this.
Yeah.
That bathhouse needs cleaning up. Look, it looks too much like Spirited Away.
It's got
right?
too many legs!
Got too many baths. It's literally the fact that I would imagine they'd be like, or maybe that's one of the producers, and they're like, "Shit, that's copyrighted. That is, we should probably
Destroy
get
it.
rid of that.
Unplug
Destroy
it from
that."
the mountain.
Yeah,
We'll only get away with it for 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Sony.
yeah. he got
For
it in
those
there.
that don't know,
He got it in there.
Sony put their 2 pennies worth in and blanked out 2 of our episodes on YouTube for some copyright reason. Although
Because we use music for intro
for like
from,
30 seconds.
from the shows, yeah.
Yeah.
For 30 seconds or so. Fucking Sony.
Eat
But
this.
other people can fucking upload it left, right, and centre, however fucking long they want.
Anyway,
Eat a bag of dicks.
Fuck Sony.
anyway,
Except you, Amazing Spider-Man, you're fine. But fuck Sony.
No, that can eat a bag of dicks as
No, Amazing Spider-Man 2 is amazing. That's why it's called Amazing Spider-Man.
Look, if we're going to have this argument, we have this off mic or on mic in a separate, different anime episode or a different
Wait.
episode.
Did Stan Lee call you Spider-Man?
Did you hear that? I heard a cough, and I was like,
I heard a cough too. That's probably Fran downstairs.
nice.
Because I got called Spidey, which means I have an authority. The Amazing Spider-Man 2 is better than Tom Holland's shitty version of
No, you
Spider-Man.
got called Spider-Man by him because your hands were all wet and filled with webs.
Yeah, someone's got to do the job. It's the handshake that threw him.
I would imagine so. And you stuck to him.
Moving on.
back to where we were. Nia and Simon fly through the air after he turns up and saves her, and they have their own little moment in the sky where she puts her hands on his and they pilot the thing together. So this is the start of what they attempted was a romance between the 2 of them.
It is.
It is a romance between the two.
It
of them,
is a
yeah. They get
romance.
married in the end.
Oh,
Yeah.
there you go. So it's the start of their little romance. Guam runs off to his personal gunman and starts to eat Gurren. Because, yeah, he just starts to chow down on Gurren. Simon turns up, combines with Gurren. This is when he quotes Bro and says the whole, "Who the hell do you think I am?" The first sign that he is turning into Bro, almost. Throws his boomerang glasses.
Those glasses are cool as shit. Yeah. Admit you fucking love them. They're cool as shit.
No,
awful.
I could see the fucking smile.
They're
like
cool
him.
as fuck.
You like them.
Throws the boomerang glasses.
It's not a grimace.
Gets his big drill out. Guam explodes.
We've all been there.
We had a patented Grayson. We've all been there.
We cut from the battle, and Nia has gone back to the coffins, and she's asked if they can bury all of them.
Coffin!
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
As soon as you made that noise, I went, huh.
You even heard me just go, just couldn't.
Oh, I did the wheezing voice for the coffin. Sorry. Coffin!
Yeah, that's better. Thank you.
Wheezing!
They end up having a mass burial for all of the dead princesses. But he's not really. They're kind of princesses, aren't they?
Sort of.
They're princesses.
And it ends with everybody in agreement that Simon is now the leader of Daiguren.
I'll tell you what was interesting, though. When she had the conversation with Guam, the fact that Guam told her the reason why she got thrown away was because she asked why she existed. And apparently the Spiral King despises humans because despises people that question their own existence. It's like, yeah, why wouldn't you? Like, you've been there for God knows how many years.
It's a weird reason to throw her away.
Well, not really, because he's like, well, I don't want to answer that.
Why does he want kids?
He's a
If
bad.
he's not interested in keeping the kids, what's the point in
So what we're saying
having
is,
the kids?
he's a bad father. He's just literally like, I don't want to deal with these problems. I'll throw that one away and have another
I'll
one.
whack it in a coffin, throw it off a cliff until it dies.
Got too many questions.
And we come into episode 12. Opens again with the Spiral King and what's left. He's still got 2 generals with him this time. And we cut back to the guys, and they're now heading for the sea. Yes, guys, it's
The patented.
It's the beach
It's
episode.
the OVA episode.
that doesn't last long, but it's an OVA episode. Girls and bikinis. So, what are they called?
I'm just disappointed.
Siblings.
Black siblings. They put on their bikinis and distract all the men
I'm
as
disappointed.
they would.
I'm calling it right now. I'm disappointed. Yoko.
Well, they start talking about the fact.
That's a good joke.
Look, what?
Yoko. And it's well done by Blondie.
Yeah.
Well.
Well, they start talking about the fact that they're supposed to cross this channel of water to get to the next place that they need to get
But
to.
their boat isn't watertight.
Yeah,
fucking love that.
Daiguren isn't capable of crossing the sea just yet until they do some maintenance.
They're going to make some upgrades. But I already thought about this. Ron turns around and he's like, I've already planned for this just in case. But I need to make some updates. So you've got a couple of days to go swimming.
You can goof off, is what he says. So everyone celebrates. And then they're all waiting for Yoko and Nia to turn up.
I've been waiting for
their-
Yoko for fucking years.
Yoko turns up and she is in what the men describe as a disappointing bikini because it actually covers her up more than the outfit she usually
You get
wears.
one of the guys and they're like, she's actually covered more now than she is normally.
And we get Nia in what is the stereotypical young girl one-piece bikini.
Yeah, there were the
They're like,
bits.
oh no. I think she says, surely you'd want more, left more to the imagination. And they're like, no, there's no way this is the way we should do it. And Keaton's like, yeah, we want to see less. And then all of a sudden she turns up, doesn't she, Nia? And they're like, actually, hold on a minute.
We do want
we
something
do
left to
want to
imagination."
leave it to the imagination. It's like, oh. And I'm like,
All the men are horny as fuck.
I mean, they have been
They have
underground.
to walk around looking at Yoko.
Yeah.
Touche. Touche.
We'd all be walking around with a little lager on.
Oh, you'd already had given it a go, wouldn't you? Trying to.
Oh, fucking. Plenty.
Exactly. So you would have been shot in the face.
Do you know
I'd
what?
fucking shoot her in the face.
Do you know what? Sheeny, you're definitely Keaton.
No, I'm not Keaton.
Yeah, you are.
I am not Keaton.
You definitely are.
Nah.
Then
I'm
who the
not.
hell is he?
Just who the hell do you think he is?
Oh, fuck off. He's not.
He's not. No.
He is
You
not.
think
He's
I'm
not.
bro?
Simone.
Me?
Yep.
I can see it.
You're a whiny little bitch with actually some good morals.
Damn right. I'll take it. You know what? I'll be Seamoon the Digger.
The mechanic.
Yeah, the mechanic. Ron.
Ron.
You're Ron. Definitely.
You suck a few dicks and all of a sudden you're the fucking gay guy in the group.
No, it's what you do with those fingers. That's the real
Put him in your dad.
painted. The patented dad joke from Grayson over there.
Delivered.
Do you know what?
Expertly.
I'm the Spiral King.
No, do you know what?
You know what? Now you mention it.
Have you seen that rug he's got under there?
Now you mention it.
It's
I'm
in
the
the
Spiral
spiral.
King.
Yeah, you can see it as well.
Just dye your hair purple.
I
you'll
would
good.
be the bad guy.
Yeah, of course
Come
you
on.
would be. You are the bad guy.
He is the bad guy.
He could also be virile.
Ooh.
Right?
Oh,
No,
no. I see
I don't
it.
think I
Yeah,
could be virile.
constantly
though.
turning up, pissing you off.
Yeah, I get
Yeah.
it. I get it. Always in his underwear.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Nah, I couldn't be that guy because he's too angry all the time. He's too angry all the time.
Ish, he's more competitive than angry, I say.
He pretends to be really calm.
And I don't
collected.
make long speeches about honour and stuff like that.
You can fucking talk for England. What are you talking about?
I can talk for England. I don't, though.
If he was part of an organisation like the Human Eradication, he would talk about being part of the Human
Oh,
Eradication.
you know.
Yeah.
Nah,
And he'd list the morals, the code of conduct before killing you.
I'm digging those holes. to
The
be
reason you are going to die today.
fair. Do you know what, then? I'll tell you what. To be fair, I'll be more likely Guam.
Guam. Yeah.
I would be.
The
if
old
you're
turtle
thinking
guy.
about it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I think I'd be, what is it, Keaton?
You'd be
Yeah,
Keaton.
you
Probably
would be
somewhere
Keaton.
around
Yeah,
there.
but you'd be trying to fuck your sisters at that point.
Nah.
He
I'm
would.
not from Norfolk.
No, but you live underground. So. And we already discussed when you're living underground in a society, you be
Needs,
fucking.
Must.
You be
I
fucking.
would not be fucking my sisters.
You be fucking.
Only the ones that got stuck.
So we've got the Spiral King, Guam, possibly Viral,
The sister
possibly
fucker.
Seamoon, or Ron.
Hey, every girl you fuck is someone's sister.
Touche. Right. Anyway, going back to the episode, we've diverged. We've diverged. Go back to the episode. We get the volleyball scenes. Nia destroys Yoko in volleyball. She destroys Yoko in all the other beach games.
Before we quickly run away with that, I've just realised if you cut away the middle part of his beard, he would totally be the Spiral King.
Yeah.
Because literally it comes round like almost to here, doesn't it? On the Spiral King. You take out that middle bit.
Give him the old pork chops.
Yeah, give him the old...
Governor.
All right, Governor. I'll tell you what, that's a different Spiral King, though.
Yeah.
Anyway, going back. Nia destroys Yoko at all the beach games. Yoko is getting jealous. She gets pissed off. All in the meantime, I've been calling it Gurren. It's not. It's Gunzen.
Gunzen.
That's my
Yeah.
bad. Gunzen becomes waterproof. It gets flippers and a giant paddle.
I fucking love the paddle. I love the paddle.
And now it's watertight.
Yeah, that's how they do it.
It's so stupid.
And so they take to the seas. And halfway across the sea, they get attacked by torpedo dolphins.
Do you know what? Fucking love them.
Every evil guy needs torpedo.
Also, I mean,
Frickin' sharks with frickin' laser beams on their heads.
no, torpedo dolphins. Better.
Austin Powers.
Did you see how angry, how fucking sly those dolphins looked as well when they were firing off those fucking torpedoes?
Slimy.
They were like, yeah. Yeah.
And guess what? Idina is back. And she has got a big... it's not the Centipede anymore, is it? It's got a
No.
new ship now.
No, it's the fucking Atlantis fucking ship. Please tell me you've seen the Atlantis movie.
The not
Milo's Return and stuff like that.
The
where
Disney
you got
one.
the yeah,
Oh, I know
the
what
one
you
with the
mean.
fucking pincer claws
Yes,
and everything.
yeah.
It literally looks exactly the fucking same as that. I saw that and was just like, I know where they got the idea for this one. Or did Atlantis get the idea from that?
Oh no, Atlantis is older than this.
Is it?
Yeah.
I really want to watch Atlantis now, by the way. I ain't seen it for ages.
Now the best not Disney movie that looks like a Disney movie is The Road to El Dorado.
Fuck me, I love the
Good
Road
film.
to El
Great
Dorado.
film.
Good film.
It's still the best fucking scene.
You're not a god.
You loaded my dice.
Please tell me you see the Road
Of
to El
course I've seen The
Oh,
Road
it's
to
one
El
of the
Dorado.
best fucking movies.
Got a good
Also,
female character
That's
in
fucking thick.
it. And they were not kissing on the
fuck.
floor, by the way.
No.
When they get caught,
It's
they
good.
weren't
Huh.
kissing. She
It-
came from further down than his lips.
Yeah, fuck
It's great to be a god.
Anyway, Daigunzen at this point drops loads of depth charges into the water and starts trying to blow up all the torpedo dolphins and underwater gunmen.
I mean, talk about killing off the animals. That are
And, we find out that all the other gunmen on Daigunzen can't get in the water. None of them are waterproof. Ron hasn't had time to do that. He was too busy fitting a paddle to Daigunzen.
Come on, Ron, sort it out.
And Gurren Lagann is the only one who happens to be watertight.
Quick question, right? Why do you start off on this journey? You had no reason to start off on this journey if you hadn't had time to waterproof the rest of them. Surely you'd think, if we get attacked, I'm going to need to have all of these fucking...
We're literally in the middle of the water.
We're going to need gunmen
Yeah.
that are actually ready to fight, not just the one.
So they end up getting the flippers snipped and dragged underwater. But with everyone's panicking because obviously, like, tons of water is busting through the walls and ceilings at this point. So you would fucking panic. Nia's like, calm down, everybody.
I loved
It's
that.
just a little drowning, don't we? We've all been there.
Simon will save us all. Don't panic. So Simon gets serious. Although he doesn't hear her say that, this is the time that he chooses to get serious.
That's almost the same amount of water that we saw in Chimenea going on, to be honest.
Oh my god.
He ends
Anna
up.
turns up and is like, sorry, I've just...
He turns that. Doesn't he turn the drill on so powerful that it drags him through the water,
Yup.
hits the bottom of Daigunzen, pushes it back up.
Yup.
Idina gets desperate at this point. She grabs Nia. She manages to get hold of her. And she threatens to kill her. She
Yeah.
pins her to the wall, threatens to kill her if Gurren Lagann stops.
Well, it stopped at the end and they were like, train your guns on him and destroy.
Yeah, she tells them to train Daigunzen's guns on Gurren Lagann
Yeah.
as if that's going to work.
Well, it did. Or it would have.
They
Well,
did.
yeah, well, they aim at him, but it's not like they were going to shoot, is it? But don't worry, Yoko appears.
With her gun.
And this is the moment she shoots through Nia's hair, misses the first shot, hits the second, through the hair, into Idina's gunman's shoulder. Blows
How
it
does
off.
this penetrate it?
Blows
But
it
some
off.
of the actual gunmen have not been able to, like...
We've already said the inconsistencies with the rifle.
Yeah.
Let's just say Ron tinkers with it and makes it better
At times.
I'm leaving that.
And then
alone.
makes it worse sometimes.
with them fingers.
Everything Ron tinkers with gets better.
All the ship's guns then turn on Idina and shoot.
I fucking love the guy in charge of pushing
Yeah.
the one button.
Fire.
Just beats the
Smash
The
shit
one that
out
doesn't
of
listen
it.
to anybody
Yeah.
and just
Nope.
fires on his
No,
own.
it's the fact that he's like, get ready to fire.
I'm already
So they blow her up, they destroy her ship, and then they ride the massive wave to the shore. And the episode ends with Yoko giving Nia a haircut.
Does she get tidy?
Does she get tidy?
It's the question we all want to know.
It's the unanswered
We
question.
ask the important questions here on How Not to Summon a Podcast.
The answer's no.
And we're into episode 13.
Sheeny checks his notes as he realizes he can't read the fucking thing that he wrote.
Is that not your writing too? Because mine's like that.
No.
So
Mine gets worse the longer I write.
we open episode 13 with Nia and Simon flirting. They're just bantering with each other, flirting with each other. And Nia says that she wants to work on the ship. She wants to be useful to everybody on the ship. And we also find out that we cut and we see that Razyu is ill. He's laying in a hospital bed and nobody knows why he's sick.
Yeah. That doesn't come back until
It's
the
very odd that they
end.
jump from her asking for a job to him being ill. It's quite a quick thing. Well, they mention about the food, don't they, in the
Yeah.
food hall, and that like they need a chef and that, and then it just cuts from her. We see he's sick, and then we jump again, and Nia has become the chef of Daigunzen.
The reason why she becomes the chef is because I think Yoko comes out and starts moaning at Seamoon because he hasn't eaten all day.
And she's like, "I'll cook something,"
I'll-
and then
I'll
everyone's
be-
like, "I'd like to try your food, Nia," and yeah, I think he's tried to make that a bit of a dirty joke.
Who?
You were like,
No, I'm just thinking, what happens next is very funny, to be fair.
Well, what happens next is, as they're about to sample her food, they get attacked by an airborne enemy. The final general turns up,
Sito Mandre.
and he is in a set of flying gunmen.
This is a very elaborate general, by the way. He is dressed flamboyantly.
I expected a lot more from this guy, and
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
look, Yoko ends up getting inside Gurren because nobody else will pilot it or is capable of piloting it. So now we get we finally get what we probably were expecting to get at some point, which is Simon and Yoko in Gurren Lagann.
Yup. I thought that was going to be the pairing.
I thought that was going to stick. Mm-hmm. This was going to be her character.
Yeah, but then
from
she's
now
never
on.
going to shoot a rifle.
And it should have been, though.
Well, they open the mouth all the time to let her shoot, don't they?
yes.
She does
Oh,
in
yeah,
this
true,
episode,
yeah,
and
so she
whenever
could.
she's been passenger in it, they've opened up to let her shoot.
Like I said, though,
And it would be
have
cool
been
if-
much more of a draw for her character.
Yeah.
Would have been much more of an arc for her character. That
It would have been poetic as well that she
Yeah.
took the seat of Bro.
Yup.
Well,
Yeah.
when it opens up, there is that hesitation. She stops and she just looks at the seat. And she's not keen on getting inside.
Who helps
of
her
it.
in?
Buta. So Buta, the little mole rat, jumps from Simon into her tits.
Oh, what a dive.
And she sort of gives her the sort of nod of support.
Is he wearing the glasses?
He's got
that
he
they
has
have?
got bro
He's got
sunglasses
glasses,
on,
yeah.
yeah.
He's literally got those
He goes from
spiked
those
out
little
glasses.
round ones to these ones, yeah.
Yep. Love it.
Can you imagine Gurren Lagann with a massive rifle? That'd be fucking cool.
No, yeah.
While Yoko's piloting. Because they get
Yeah,
the
that'd
things,
be cool.
they incorporate the things of the pilots, don't they?
Yeah,
Yeah, that
that'd
would have
pretty
been cool.
fucking
That would have been fucking nice.
Missed opportunity.
Yeah.
So
Reshoot? Like
As-
20 years later?
as they're preparing, we get the flying gunman above just bomb the living shit out of Daigunzen.
And they can't get their guns high enough
Well,
to
yeah,
actually...
nobody can fly. So they come up with the idea that they're going to launch Gurren Lagann through the air, which they do. The Daigunzen with its arms grabs Gurren Lagann,
Into a Spider-Man scene.
throws him, and he's monkey bars his way across the gunman.
Destroying them as he goes.
And then they grab hold of one final gunman and shove him on the back and combine him so that they have the ability now to
But they
fly.
use like back drills from
It's weird.
from
Yeah.
At this
Yeah.
point, they can just add whatever the fuck they feel like, by the looks of it.
yeah. At this point, they're just like,
But
yeah, shit, fuck it.
they don't go
We'll put these
mental
in.
with it.
Yeah, they
Oh,
don't.
yeah, no, not too
It keeps
stupid
within
levels.
like a strict
What's necessary.
range of what they think about in a battle, not what they're going to do to make themselves
Well, they could have
overpowered.
gone, right, well, we'll give him, like, the ability to swim and stuff like that. And they're like, no, the drill is good enough.
Because that's
get
the way
him
he
through the water.
thinks.
Yeah. Instead, and then the last one is like, we do need to give him a jetpack, basically, for him to get around, which is fair. And it does adapt, and it does help, and he can pick up whatever he wants and actually add it to it.
So they end up launching this counterattack, and Viral is back once again. He just... why do they keep taking him with them? He's clearly fucking useless.
Yeah, the Spiral Kim does make an example of him.
Yeah,
for
to
a
be fair, he
reason.
does, yeah.
Because he knows
He's
fucking
just
useless.
fucking annoying at this point.
I think is he this version of it's Team Rocket blasting off again?
Nope, he's Seamoon.
Yeah.
He is the Beastman Seamoon, or the Beastman Carminer.
He's Carminer.
Which is just like,
He's the
no, I
opposite.
refuse to be beaten by these people. I'm going to keep trying, even
Actually,
when I'm losing.
at this point, he's like, I refuse to let Carminer keep beating me, is what he is.
Yeah, he doesn't know he's dead.
Yeah,
No.
because he never actually knows he's dead until, like,
He asks
In
him
a little
in
while.
the fucking in the thingy room, the throne room.
yup.
What we see next is we see that Yoko gets thrown from Gurren, and she falls. But she's saved, so don't worry. We don't lose Yoko at any point.
Of course
she
we're fucking
falls,
not.
she's
He'd
saved.
bounce anyway.
Yeah.
And we cut back to Viral, and this is when he asks for Bro. And he's like, why is she in there? Where is he? Where is Carminer?
I think this is where we realise that Seaman has accepted it. Because
Yeah.
he then turns around and he's like, he's dead.
He's dead, he died,
That day that,
That
you
day.
fought.
and he is angry.
Yeah, because he's like, shit, I never got to have that battle.
No, he's angry that ever since then, he's been losing to Simon.
Yeah.
And he's like, how have you been beating me? You're not.
That's
Carminer.
definitely more of a
That's a
honor
fuck
thing.
you, that is.
That is.
That's a massive, like, Carminer was my equal, you're not. So how the hell have you
Because
been
he
beating
thinks
me?
Carminer's been doing it, but it's not. It has been Simon all along.
Yeah.
It's just Carminer's the mouth,
And he ends up
which
facing...
is why he fucking sat there
Yeah.
in its mouth, literally.
And he ends up facing off with Viral. It doesn't last long. It never does. Viral can't...
He's getting weaker.
Yeah.
Because he fights with pure anger at this point.
Yeah,
Where
rage.
in the earlier ones, where he was controlled as just
Efficient.
a human, he was an efficient fighter. At this point, he just fights with anger, but he doesn't have a purpose.
But he kind of gets the upper hand because the general ends up pinning Yoko and tells
Fucking pin Yoko.
and tells Viral to finish the job, to kill Simon.
Yeah, because they're in the Leviton room, ain't they? Where all like
All I heard was Yoko in leather. What?
the Leviton
Oh, okay.
The
room.
one with the balls that help the ships fly.
Yeah, which helped them float and everything like that. And he's like, he's destroying all of them, and they've destroyed 2 of them, and there's only 2 left. And it's like, he goes in there, pins down Yoko, and he's like, just finish him off now.
Yeah. And Simon is like, Viral, this isn't right.
I like this.
There is no honor in what you're doing right now.
I like this because it shows that Viral is thinking about what he's doing. He's not just...
He's an honorable fighter.
Yeah, and
And-
not just that, he's also a character that shows good tendencies and good traits. So he could be a good person.
He's a good guy on
Yeah.
the wrong side.
Yup.
And he doesn't do it. He doesn't do it, and they end up managing to get away. This is when Dai Gunzen kicks the general ship out of the air.
And kicks out one of the graviton balls out
At
of
the
its
same
own
time.
ship.
And Simon grabs Yoko on the way down and takes her with
I
him.
love the fact that Daigunzen is literally like, oh, quick, grab it. And the arms go up and grab it, and it's holding it above its head as it's like floating along.
They end up retreating like they always do when they lose a fight. They run away.
But they didn't lose. I'd call it
Stalemate.
The enemy... No, well,
stalemate.
yeah, pretty much. But they run off. They retreat. Then Yoko decides this is the moment to tell Simon that she liked Bro.
that kind of had to be said at some point.
Did it did it need to be said?
Well, it's the
I
fact that
think
she.
I don't
it's-
think it's
The only reason she needed to ever bring that up would be if Simon was to say to her that he liked her. Then she could have turned around and
I
gone...
think it's just because she needed someone to know. And the closest thing to Carmina right now that she could tell
he
she never
is the
told
closest
him
person to her.
is him, is Simon.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
the fact that she's like, "Hey, Seaman, you kind of know that I had a thing for Carmina, right?" And he's like, "Yeah, I knew. I knew."
I don't know. I'm a bit awkward at that
Well,
situation. like,
it's like if someone dies, you would go to the nearest relative
but
of them. and be
he
like,
is
"I really
essentially
like
her
them."
best friend now, isn't he?
Yeah.
In
You know,
essence,
that,
yes.
It's literally
Yeah.
just like if someone dies, you go to their relative. I like them; they're a good guy. It's the equivalent of that,
yeah.
but it's for her. It's not for him
It's
at
the
all.
I
in
want to
any
eat
way,
your
shape, or
pancreas.
form.
I'll go talk to the mother.
Yeah. So we cut back, and Rossiu is finally out of the
Food poisoning.
the hospital section.
I thought it went up to Yoko, who's in the hospital bed, innit?
She's
And
now
then
in the
literally, you see Roshi run out of the fucking bed straight
vomit.
to the toilet, and he comes out and he's like, "Oh, thank goodness."
And then he explains that he doesn't know what happened, that he was taste testing Nia's food and then got sick for some
Well,
reason.
no, he said it was awful. He said it tasted awful,
but he couldn't bear to
yeah.
tell her. So he continued to eat all of it. Look, Nia's cooking is giving them
Somewhat to
all
be
food
desired.
poisoning. They're all getting food poisoning from it. And she cooks for everyone.
So everybody gets ill.
Nobody touches it.
Yeah.
Apart from Simon, who just
loves
is
it.
wolfing it down and loves it.
Which is the main part of romance, because he actually can stand her cooking.
Yeah.
So there you go.
And then we jump back to Viral, who is in front of the Spiral King. And he asks the question,
I
What-
like this question.
what are humans?
Yeah.
And the Spiral King, he ushers away the other generals in the room and leaves himself with Viral alone. And this is when he tells him that actually he made beastmen imperfect. That they must sleep for longer periods of time because that's the only way they can maintain their cells within their bodies.
Well, he sees him in the sleeping chamber and stuff like that, don't he? All the beastmen.
Yeah, and then he asks again. He turns around and says, "Well, I wish to know what humans truly are." And the Spiral King's like, "Are you sure?" And he's like, "Yes." And the episode ends. And we come into episode 14.
Viral in that one that's the right question. This question saved his ass.
What do you mean?
Yes.
What do you mean?
Viral eventually was going to die at the hands of Simon or the General or the Spiral King. One of those three things was going to kill him.
Yeah. Probably
If
the
he-
spiral.
until
King.
he got
Didn't
intelligence.
ask this question, the right question, to be thinking differently than every other Beastman, the Spiral King wouldn't have done what he did,
Yeah.
and he'd be dead.
Yeah, that's true. He actually became sentient.
Yeah, this is the
In
point where
essence.
he thought for himself for the first time, because he's questioning if humanity is actually bad. That's the real question he's asked: is humanity good or bad?
I wouldn't even say that. I think it's the fact that he turns around and he's like,
He wants to know why they're so powerful.
well, yeah, that's why. He's
Yeah.
like, I keep losing. Why do I keep losing? And then he's like, because you're weak against them.
You're actually imperfect.
Yeah.
So episode 14 opens with Simon at Bro's grave. They've gone all the way back to Bro's grave?
He's got a flying.
Or have they
gun
just
now.
decided to randomly create
I
one there
think
and then?
they've randomly created one.
No.
They'd have to recross an
No,
ocean.
He did. There's a volcano in the background.
Okay, so they've gone.
All right.
Maybe
He
this is
flew
a cut
back.
back, or
No,
they just flew.
he flew
They
back.
could have flown back. They got the technology.
He
now.
and Nia went back on.
Yeah.
Also, I think it's like it says a month later, doesn't it?
Something along them lines.
I think it says 1 month later.
But he says his piece, he goes, and we get the moment where Yoko is standing there, and she says something, but we don't hear what it is. She opens her mouth,
Yeah.
says something, but they never show you what she says. And it cuts away. And everybody is there now preparing for what they believe is the final battle.
Well, Teplin's in the background. It's the first time you actually see that they're there. Like, I don't understand why they cut, though. Like, we've gone a month into the future, and you get the fact that they're 6 days into the siege of Teplin. I'm almost certain it says.
Is it a siege?
Well,
I just
think
thought they would, when they turn up, they turn up.
No, I think he literally says like there's a caption that says day 6 of the siege of Teplin, and I'm like, what? So what happened in the first 5 fucking days that we've missed, or is it just literally
Irrelevant.
Cannon fodder, I imagine.
Is it the fact that they turned up and just went, we'll sit here waiting? Cause
Shoot
actually,
long-range cannons at it and see what happens. It's essentially is a giant spiral fortress.
Yes.
For what we think is a giant spiral fortress. Then we get the whole spiel from the Spiral King about he sealed humans away because if they're to gain power, that power will lead to their doom.
This is the first time that we actually get any like backstory to a main story plot, other than the fact that he's the bad guy.
It all builds to what happens after episode 15, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah,
Because you think they've beaten the big bad, and surprise,
He's not the
surprise,
big bad.
He's not the big bad. Actually, he was doing what he thought was the right thing. Anyway, Daigunzen takes to the sky at this point, and it flies using the orbit stole.
Did you see how they kept it down? They just had it like with fucking ribbons and that over the top of it, holding it down. It would have just taken off. They literally just had it held down by fucking ropes. And it's just like, yeah, that'll do it.
And they decide the best course of action at this point is to launch themselves through the air. Look, they've all got their technology now to fly. But yet they use Daigunzen to launch them.
I think that's supposed to be like a throwing start, rather than all that power wasted on takeoff.
They just sort
Yeah.
of get them off the ground by throwing them.
Get
Well,
'em
it
get 'em
has
up
that
to speed.
rotating arm throwing system that it uses to catapult everyone through the air.
And it looks stupid, which is kind
And
of
we
what
get-
this show is about.
Yeah. And we get the big battle in the sky. It's a normal mech battle in the sky at this point.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even agree with that though. It's more of like
Would you not? It's just like distant shots of things exploding in the air. Like,
this is the first time you actually see Gurren Lagann taking on a large quantity of enemies at the same time. Isn't it? It's the first time you see.
It did it with the
they're all in the air at the minute.
Yeah, but it's like advanced, like from where we were before, where it was like they were taking on 3 or 4, and like they were taking on 2 at a time, 3 at a time, 4 at a time.
Yeah, it's when-
they're now up to like he's fucking smashing through the sky,
Yeah,
taking
he's-
on like
he's too
70,
he's too
80.
powerful.
cannon
He's
fodder.
too powerful
Yeah.
now. Well, they end up getting attacked.
What is it with you
What?
and like?
What's wrong with your throat?
It's beer. This is why I don't drink beer. Because I can't burp.
He's literally like a frog.
can't
Like, every
burp.
so often you just get.
I don't burp. That's why.
It's like this chesty noise.
Yeah, because I can't burp.
That's
It's like
such a weird thing.
Every so often you open your mouth and just like something just goes. "Bleh."
Yeah, it's because I can't burp. It's the gas that has nowhere to go.
Can you do bud?
He's broken.
Why and
So as they're fighting the
Thought he
battle
was
in the
thought he
sky,
was like building up to it.
Gonna do it.
as they're fighting the battle in the sky, Daigunzen gets attacked from the ground. This is when Simon is like, do you know what, everyone? Go down and support from the ground. I'll fight every single flying gunman on my own.
And you believe him.
We all knew he wasn't going to be capable of winning everything, right? Like,
Really?
yeah.
No, I believed him.
I believed him. Like
Fair
100%. At this point, it's like he's become so.
He's found his
OP.
stride.
Yeah, he's into this.
Where he starts whipping out new moves. So he sends out those multi-missiles.
Yeah, fucking spiral missile drill things that fucking destroy
Because he's copying things he's seen.
everything in the
Yes.
sky.
That's what he does. He copies things around him and absorbs them, including moves.
But he ends up getting in trouble. He bites off more than he can chew, and he's literally about to be cut in half by the big bad.
By Cito Mandra, isn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, humans show up from all over the planet to help.
Well, we kind of forgot about this when we were
so
talking about it.
They've been broadcasting their fights.
No. So when Guam was about to kill Seamoon,
He wanted to show off.
he wanted to show every human this is what happens if you come
like
to the
as an
surface.
example.
And then basically live broadcast that he got
Lost.
the shit beaten out of him.
Which
and
rallied
lost,
humans.
Which rallied everyone to do exactly what fucking
And they did
Siemens
it right.
They did it the right way, yeah. They took over mechs and then approached as a unit, not one.
I have a couple of problems with this. All of those fucking battleships that they have, which are exactly the same almost as the fucking one that they've got, Gunzen,
Yeah.
and that's a special ship that was given only to one general. Where the fuck did they get all those ships?
That one's a one-off. It is slightly different. It's bladed and everything. The other one looks like just a ship and it's smaller.
What's with the
'Cause you
smiley
see-
faces on them?
You
as
see
well?
the normal mecha sizes next to them and they're about the same size.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
So they're like tugboats and this is the Titanic.
Little fucking tug.
It leads to
Yoko can
Daigunzen.
give me a little tug.
It leads to Daigunzen plowing into Sidomandra, knocking him out the sky. He falls and smashes into Guam. And you think that they have defeated both generals in one hit.
Well, it creates a massive fucking explosion. And you think, well, that's done, I mean.
But it hasn't.
Forgetting that it's a fucking turtle.
Yeah, so Guam has essentially gone into his shell and protected himself.
Yeah.
He wanders over to the giant spiral city, sits underneath it, and then spins really, really fast.
Yeah.
I love his weakness.
Yeah. Yeah. I can see Sheeny dying as he's reading through what's about to happen.
Yeah, they can't penetrate his armor.
Yeah, so the
So they go from
humans
the
just
bottom.
start throwing themselves at the spinning
Tornado.
and blowing up.
The spiral tornado.
And continue to throw themselves
Well,
at
they're
it and
getting-
blow up.
Sucked towards it, aren't they?
No, I thought,
they're like, let's follow our leader. And they all fly
Well, one
into it.
blows up
Well, they
and
are
they're like...
stupid.
Well, one blows up and they're like, well, one didn't do it. Maybe fucking 70 will do it.
They kamikaze,
Yeah.
and it doesn't work.
Stupid. Stupid humans.
But
What's even more fucking stupid is the next bit.
so Nia pops up.
Thank you.
In the sky.
Where the fuck is this coming from?
She's-
This giant
She's
fucking...
projected herself into the sky.
From what? From where?
There is a projection machine in front of her.
There is, but how do you get light to stop
Don't ask me.
And where is this projection coming
without
from?
a screen?
With a massive fucking projector.
And those fucking kids get in on it as well, and they're
Yeah.
standing
Yeah.
next to her for no fucking reason whatsoever. Just like if they got in my video feed while I was trying to give a speech, I'd fucking push them off.
No.
The edge of the fucking ship.
My thing about this is, who the fuck are you? And why are you trying to tell us what to do?
Everyone seems to gravitate towards Nia, though. She's got this aura, and everyone stops and listens and takes it in.
Yeah, that would be fine on Die Gunzen. Not the rest of the fucking ships that have no clue who
Probably
the fuck
because
she is.
they know who Simone is.
Well, it's the fact
And
that
she
she's
talks
like...
about him.
When she says, everyone stop what you're doing, nobody needs to fight anymore, Simon's got this covered.
And it's funny because everybody's like, yeah, where
Everyone's
is he
like,
gone?
where is Simon? He's underground, digging his way to the weak point of the turtle, its belly.
Underneath it.
But that's not the weak point of a turtle. They're shelled down there too.
Yeah, they are shelled down there, you're right, yeah. The holes are the weak point.
Yeah.
Kind of works, though, still. I like the fact that...
It does because they don't penetrate it.
Also...
Well, he smashes through, forces it up. Guam is like, push the thrusters back down again to squash Simon. They push him down, and he thinks he's won. And then Simon's like, thanks for the extra boost. That gave me that extra oomph I needed to break through your shell.
And spins it the other way.
Yeah, because...
Reverse spins it.
Because
That's
the spin
weakness.
that they've got going...
it doesn't spin the other way.
Yeah, it can't spin the other way. I kind of get that, though. Because if you do it
The
so it
motors are
goes
going one way, I
upwards,
get it.
yeah. But then you start spinning the other way, surely it's just going to come back in on itself like that spiral.
Guam ends up getting
hurricane.
blown up. He dies.
He ends up being skewered by the fucking drill.
Yes.
And he's just like, sir, sire,
I'll
can
ring
you see
him
me?
one more time.
Where's the... Sire, can you see me? I'm still spinning. What's that for? Who are you talking to right there?
And then Templin begins to fall. and it breaks off
I
into pieces.
I prefer if it cut into the Spiral King and he goes, well, he is still spinning.
Instead, we get Templin splitting into what looks like skyscrapers, and they're just falling individually. And what emerges from the smoke that ends the episode is just a giant face. And we come into our final episode, episode 15. Been a long haul, this one. But we're getting there.
For you.
For you.
It was a long watch for
For
me.
you.
I loved it.
So episode 15 opens with everybody trying to dodge all the falling pieces of the giant spiral that are now falling through the sky. They fall and reveal what is a ginormous gunman. And it's Ron mentions that he's getting readings of that are exactly the same as Gurren Lagann's readings. Coming
there are
from
two
coming from the giant gunman. This doesn't faze Simon though, and he flies straight at the giant gunman, comes not face to face, but he meets its fist.
Is that a fist? I thought it was a finger.
Hello, Fist.
He meets its finger.
Pleasure.
He meets its finger, and he is flicked away by this gigantic finger.
Even better, he hits that finger, and then like the Spiral King is like, "Oh, what a puny attempt!" and flicks his finger on the throne, and then it flicks the finger. So, is he in
Badass.
control?
A lot of flicking going on.
Is he in control?
He still
of
has his
the
harem
gunman?
around him.
It's a lot.
Is
of
he in
flicking.
control of the gunman from
Yeah.
that chair?
Yes.
That's awesome. Like, why doesn't he just fucking deal with that instead?
Because he's still got a weakness of he's sitting in the top.
I mean, move. Like, fucking move. You're in a glass fucking thing.
Then
and people can see you
Nia
in.
demands to go and see him. Take me to my dad.
Simon, let me go see my papa.
Everyone's against it.
I was your daddy.
Everyone's against it, and then Simon's like, no, I'll take her.
Well, no. They're like, are you crazy? And then Ron's like, well, she has, this is her talking to her father.
Yeah, cheers, Ron.
It's like, cheers. All right. When did you come up with all the daddy issues? I knew you were going to do it.
Daddy.
Oh. So they're about to take Nia when all of a sudden swarms and swarms of gunmen just appear from the body of the giant gunman and block the way. Nia gets inside Gurren Lagann. I believe she sits on Simon's lap.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And the rest of the guys blast a hole through or a way through so that he can get to where he needs to go. He seems to know where he's going.
Yeah, it's the fucking giant glass pen on the top that you could see the fucking Spiral
You
King
couldn't
in.
see through the clouds, could you? I thought
No,
you had to
no,
burst
he
above the
did.
clouds to get to it.
No,
I don't
he
remember that
saw
one.
it.
Did he just
when he
see
went
it?
up for the finger bit and he's like smashing.
When he went up for
On
the
a
finger,
first date,
don't go up for the finger.
He literally went up that first time and they were like, there he is. And he's inside a fucking glass greenhouse on the top looking at him. You can see him and it's like, oh, there he is. There's the Spiral King.
They thrust Die Gunsen with all their might into the glass head. And this is when we lose Die Gunsen.
Well, I thought they were going into the finger thing and it smashed into it.
But sort of blows his arm to pieces and...
Yeah, sort
Ish.
of like. Well, it smashes into that arm thing, blows up the finger.
They self-destruct.
Yeah, blows up, destroys the finger, and he gets through.
Well, the explosion travels along the arm, and
Yeah,
you see like
and then he
internal
goes through,
explosions, and he ends up getting inside to the Spiral King, and Viral is also there. Who Viral then confronts Simon, is like, you can't fight the Spiral King, you must fight me first. I am much stronger now. I have been changed.
I thought, oh, this is going to be interesting. There's going to be a big fight. Fuck off, was there?
He loses instantly, and the Spiral King is just like,
You
yeah,
fool.
you're a storyteller.
Yeah, you're here to tell and recount my story of my victory over these.
does this make the Spiral King the Witcher?
Maybe.
It's
What, and he's the bard?
Yeah. That's what he is.
This is when the Spiral King gives his speech about the fact that he's actually protecting the world. And he is doing what he's doing because it's helping guard humanity.
He still sounds like an asshole when he says it.
Of course he does.
Yeah,
It's just
because he
like-
is an asshole.
He's just like, humans don't deserve to be on the surface. They need to stay underground so they can be protected from themselves. What?
Well, Simon doesn't listen, which angers the Spiral King, who decides to get in his own gunman, which is Gurren Lagann.
All of the 6 women around him
Turn into
turn into
spirals.
spirals. No,
And
they don't
sucked
do that.
into a spiral.
No,
And
it's weird because they don't even scream. They're just like, ah. I'm like,
Oh,
what's
hey.
going on in there?
hello. That's thrown you a bit, hasn't it?
Are you good?
Furiously looking for why he's put tidy in his notes.
It gets to the point where he does the big drill move again, and he throws it at the Spiral King's gunman, and
Giga drill.
it
Yeah.
he bites the end of the drill off with the gigantic gnashers that are in the middle of his body.
Happens.
But Simon won't give up. He's gone too far now to run away. You can't run away at this point at all, can
No.
you? It's do or die at this point.
I mean, what's the point? You've literally just destroyed dying guns and...
So his
gotta get
idea is to separate. So he breaks away and remains in the little headpiece. And
The bottom gets absolutely fucking destroyed in a
no,
second.
that's got Roisien,
Rosian.
Roisien or something like that. He nearly gets penetrated, doesn't he?
Steady.
And it
all been there.
it nips him, but doesn't quite get him.
Well, he does destroy the body, though, doesn't he? He's like, beats that thing.
Ah, yeah, he just yeah. Gurren is gone. It's just Lagann that's left.
Yeah.
Then they do that, like, you know when animes do like a fist on fist thing, and like there's the big explosions around both of them. Same
No,
as
I don't
like
go to that side.
Dragon Ball Z, when the two power meet,
They bounce off.
the Kamehamehas meet, and stuff like that.
Kamehameha.
That's it. We get that moment again where Lagann's little drill meets the ginormous drill of the Spiral King.
He's like, you try beat my power with this tiny drill, I'll beat the shit out of you.
He literally climbs out of the gunman.
He's
This
like,
looks
it
fucking
cracks.
cool as shit, though, right?
It cracks. He cracks the fucking gunman and he's like, oh, shouldn't have let
I'll
a fucking
do it
gunman
myself.
do it.
He climbs out and bare knuckle boxes.
The fucking
Fuck,
gunman.
just the way that he gets out and then walks down, anti-gravity. I'm like, you mad badass motherfucker.
He just bare knuckle boxes Simon in his gunman.
Well, he just beats the shit out of the fucking gunman.
Yeah, beats the living shit out of it, rips its arms off. He's about to kill Simon.
Yeah,
And
100%.
all of a sudden, Simon...
Well, he's like, you're a puny human. You need to go back to where you were from. And he's like, there's nothing you could have done to even beat me. And he's
This is
like,
the most fun I've had in ages. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Then Simon stabs him with the little tiny spiral key that he had, which erupts in a massive... It doesn't extend or anything like that, does it?
No,
It
he
just,
turns on the ignition.
just
It
explodes.
turns on the ignition. Yeah,
Yeah.
He turns on the spiral.
He turns
Yeah.
on the spiral king.
Well,
which
no, I think all
penetrates
the
and
power...
twists.
I think all the power that was inside the key gets, well, burst out into the Spiral King.
It blows a ginormous hole in him.
Yup.
Magical power.
And he turns to Simon and he says, you will regret winning this battle. He says, I will leave you with this word, though. The moon will destroy the world of the spiral.
When the human population on the surface reaches 1 million.
And then he dies.
Wait, it falls off the edge.
He falls off the edge. Nia makes a half-assed attempt to stop him.
Yeah.
Dad, no. he's gone.
That's my boy.
That's my boy.
Father, help.
Nia, help.
Could you imagine?
Yeah.
Nia, help me. Gone. Everyone starts to celebrate, and episode 15 ends with a very beautiful sunset.
It does.
So we ended that arc of Gurren Lagann. Obviously, we didn't finish Gurren Lagann. We've ended the arc where we felt it was
It's
necessary.
a natural cut-off point.
Yeah, so we've agreed that, like, if there is a demand for us to finish this, then we would consider doing a one-off episode of 9, reviewing the last 9 episodes of this.
How many
If there's a
fake
demand.
accounts can we set up for this?
We won't need to for Gurren Lagann.
So,
Having said that, we've had people ask for Space Dandy Season 2 and it's not happened.
yet, we've got stuff in the
Yet.
works.
It's not happened.
Yeah.
So,
It
like,
needs to happen.
yeah,
People have asked for it.
if we get one person, if we get a lot
They're
of
people!
if we get
What's up, Mitch?
if we get if we get a big ask for this, then we're happy to finish it. Let us know on any of the socials, Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook, or just jump on the Discord and have a chat
we
with
have,
us.
we have
will
a
look at
channel
it.
for requests.
Yeah.
So pop in there and throw it in. Or any other show.
So 15 episodes, the end of that arc. What are our final thoughts on Gurren Lagann?
I'll let you go first, Grayson.
This is fucking amazing. Every inch of this is fucking amazing. The artwork's amazing. The soundtrack is fucking
Artwork's dated.
It's not as bad as some other things from that era. It holds up enough that it's good enough still. I don't think anime artwork is going to get much better without changing the art style itself.
Yeah,
and
it needs to
they're
go
never
3D.
going to do that. They'll never fucking do that. They've tried that. Appleseed did that with
Yeah.
Mechas. It was
Yeah,
fucking
no,
awful.
That's fair.
I think it's at the beginning of what is the new art style for anime, the new standard.
Yeah, it was.
So it survived. It does show the generation it's from, and a lot of the content shows the generation it's from as well.
Yeah.
Because if you didn't watch anime around that time and before that, a lot of this goes over your head, and it seems like a standalone thing with a lot of things that are out of context. When really, it is just they throw tropes in on purpose.
No, I agree. I picked up on a lot of the little
Yeah.
bits and pieces that they threw in.
But it's a good show. It's a good, fun show. It doesn't take itself seriously.
It's
But-
not gripping or anything like that.
I was gripped because of certain characters, and even when Carmina left, which was the main one we all fucking came for,
Yup.
even when he left, I was still invested that I wanted to finish it and see where it went.
I think when you get 8 or 9 episodes in when he's gone, you're far enough in to say, I will finish this.
Well, you get-
Anyway.
Tell
You
that
get
to
to-
How Not to Summon a Demon Lord Season 2.
You get to episode 8 when he goes, and then you go, well, I want to see what happens. To
And
the
you got another
group
20
afterwards.
episodes.
Well, no, you stick around for 9 to see if he actually genuinely
Yeah.
is dead.
Then you go
Then
to
you
10
stick around
to
and
see
are like,
what's
well,
happened.
Simon's in this rut now, so let's see if he gets out of this rut. Then it gets fucking weird and stupid.
It gets weirder.
Look, this is a.
You think we're weird now?
It has
Yeah.
nothing but repetition.
Yeah.
Yeah. there's
General
a-
comes along, General loses runs. General comes
That's-
along, General
that is the
loses runs.
last-
General comes along,
Yeah.
General loses.
9
What do you mean, yeah?
episodes.
Yeah.
Any
The last
other
8
anime,
episodes of
any
that.
other anime, you would have turned around and gone, "It's repetition, it's boring."
Yeah, but the different mechs and everything, it makes it kind of
I
fun.
don't like mechs, so it
I know
doesn't-
you don't. That makes it kind of fun. The speeches are what really make this show. Even ones from enemies, I'm like, because they are so bad, but they're written to be bad. They're
Yeah.
not written to be these massive, influential artwork pieces. They're written to take the fucking piss, and they do that. If you're taking this show seriously, you're watching it wrong.
Am I alright? My turn.
Go nuts.
Yeah. So you get 2 different views from me. So the view of watching it now. So we did exactly the same with Pokemon. So nostalgia view. So this was my first anime to get me into anime. I love it for the nostalgia version. The fact that I can go back and be like, yeah, I love fucking all this stuff that's going on. Yoko, still bae, still one of the top number in me fucking of anime
Granted,
girls.
she is one of the top anime girls you're gonna get, even today.
Yup. Top anime girls. Still love her. She's fucking great. She had loads of tropes. Really, the only thing I would say is I still loved the mech fighting. Still loved the over-the-top action. All that was great. That's my nostalgia view. Coming and looking at it now, and looking at what I've watched of mechs since, the story dissipates, and it does have a lot of the trope of what you're on about, where
Repetition.
it's like, we've got a bad enemy. Well, all I've got to do is scream louder and I've overcome it. I don't mind that because that's what this is. It's a trope of
And you watch Attack on Titan.
no. Because
If I scream, I will win.
It doesn't work like that though.
It does for the first season.
Anger doesn't help him.
Anger doesn't
Anger actually
work.
makes
No.
it worse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's still the scream and I will fucking push.
Yeah, maybe.
It
But
becomes annoying, and it
Yeah.
does. They know that they're annoying when they do it in
Yeah,
this
But
show.
that's why they toned Aaron down. In
Yeah.
Attack on
As they
Titan.
go through.
They knew the first couple of seasons they made him a bit too annoying with the shouting and
No,
that, and they
fucking don't
they
they, yeah.
really reined that back
But
in.
what I mean is, like, for this to be a standalone show, I still love it for that. Like, I'll go and I'll be like, yeah, fuck. You know, do the incredible, beat the invisible, roll, fight the power shit. Fucking love it. Because I'll still enjoy all of that stuff. But trying to look at this from more of a review of show at this time that I've seen, it doesn't beat Aldno Zero for me, for mechs. There's a better story with that sort of mech than this one.
It doesn't stand up
Yeah.
against things that we've
Doesn't
perhaps
stand
previously
up
scored
against
as well.
some things that we've also scored. I do enjoy like Kamina. I do enjoy the characters and stuff like that. But actually, the story doesn't hold as much as the characters. So the characters make this more than the story does.
Look, one of the biggest mistakes they made, back shelf in Yoko.
Yes.
After 8.
Yeah.
After 8 episodes, they put her on
and
the
they
back
keep
shelf.
They keep her there.
Yeah.
Let's not make a mistake. They keep her there.
And that was
Until-
one of the biggest errors they made.
Even the final, after the city and everything, and they call her back, she still turns into. She doesn't go back to being the Yoko we had for the
No.
first 8 episodes. She
She's
goes
different.
back to being the Yoko we just had until the death of the Spiral King. The cheerleader, I've got one good job in me, and hopefully it's me.
I enjoyed the OVA of her.
It was alright.
The one where it's actually goes into her life. Instead
Yeah,
of,
it's
like,
okay.
That's actually better and gives you a bit more insight.
It's okay.
They shouldn't have back shelved her.
Yeah,
No,
they
they
shouldn't
shouldn't
have
have.
They gave you all the fan service in 2 episodes, and it was very odd that they decided to do that to then not offer that up
No,
anymore.
I kind of liked the fact that they were like, "Here's the fan service," and then they went, "But here's this
And then they
badass
pull,
character that
yeah, they
does all
pull the
these
rug
bits."
out from under you,
Well,
and I think
I'm
it's
fine
done
with
on
her,
purpose.
Yeah, but I'm fine with her being a badass character. But if you're going to supply a tiny bit of fan service, you leave it consistent throughout.
I think that's the joke. A lot of these are going to be. A lot of it is jokes. This is a comedy,
Yeah, it is.
and the comedy is those things. That's the comedy part. Is the piss taste, thrusting that in your face, and then go, but
I think
fuck you.
I think it was a mistake.
Yeah, I think it was a mistake with the character as well, personally.
Yeah,
But
great
was actually
character,
good.
Joke.
a great character that you back shelved and you missed out on
Yeah,
making her
'cause
great.
I enjoyed Yoko in the first 6 episodes. From episode 8, when bro dies, she gets back shelved, and I'm just like, but
She's
she
nothing.
has so much.
Yeah,
she
she's-
has so much of a story because of what's happened to her since. Or from that, you really should have an arc for her. You don't. You
Nope,
don't get
nothing.
that arc.
Her arc is giving up.
Yeah.
That's her arc. Is as soon
And
as
then she
Carmina
just becomes
dies,
a cheerleader.
she literally just takes a back seat. The fuck's she fighting for? She says it herself. After every death that they lost at Litna, it didn't matter. This one did.
Yeah, and that's what I'm on
That's
about.
her arc. It's not that it doesn't exist. It's that something hit her so hard that she couldn't push anymore.
I find it odd that a man she was only with for a few weeks had
Yeah.
that much of an
Yeah.
impact that lasted the rest of her life.
Me too. Don't get me wrong. And she finds a different calling. She doesn't fight anymore. She becomes a teacher.
Yeah, she
of
does.
She
all
could
fucking
still
things.
find love.
And she goes
Very
to
odd.
fight another day one more time.
Yeah.
But yeah, it seems a waste of a character to disappear fully like that. I get the recluse part, and even if she didn't fall in love again, I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
Because
I'm
this
fine
is
with that.
supposed to be that, hyper really the hyper stupid version of
Yeah.
normal anime characters, and that's what you got to look at this show as. They're not normal anime characters. They're hyped up versions to the point where you're mocking them.
I would have had her either with Simon in the end or with somebody random and actually had her own family.
Yeah.
Or just point her at things and
Happy.
get her to fight.
Happy would have been
Really happy.
She
Actually, genuinely happy.
Why
She's content.
Why
at
didn't
the
she
end.
dump her time into something else instead of it becoming this invisible person that pops up every now and then? Why isn't she leading a
rubbish.
team?
Yeah.
Why isn't she training a special unit
They
to
could
do
have
what
their own
she
generals.
does?
They could have their own
Yeah,
generals, and she
exactly.
could be the head
I mean,
general.
they do later
They
on.
do eventually.
But
Yeah.
she's not one, and
Yeah.
she could have had her own team, people she trained to fight like her. She's the only one that gets up close and personal with gunmen that doesn't have a fucking gunman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why aren't they training a unit to fight like her and put her at the head of it?
But from 8 to 15, she almost essentially becomes a burden
Yeah.
because we have the episode where Simon has to keep saving her.
Yeah.
She becomes more of a burden than anything else, and a very quiet cheerleader.
Yeah.
Also, just going back and looking at it as an overview, for me, love the music. Works really well with the exact anime that we're in. Love the cutscenes.
Cutscenes
The
great.
amount of cutscenes we have where it's just like the the anime art of just like, this is what I
Yeah.
would imagine are breaks.
title card things.
Yeah, title card pieces, which are just like breaks, I would imagine.
Yeah.
But really nice, actually. Really good touch.
The music did what we've spoken about before on other episodes, where, for me, didn't pay any attention, but yeah, it fit what was going on, which is fine. Which
That's
is
a
great.
good soundtrack,
That's
yeah.
great because you're like, you pay no attention to the music because it's just fitting in with
But it
the
sets the
situation.
mood.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fine. It doesn't stand
Music
out.
for
No,
me-
no song
music
stands
for me
out.
in this stood out so much.
But the intro.
It didn't for
so
me.
much.
The intro for me was actually, probably thinking about it when I watched this first time, the Great Hook. Because
Yeah.
I was like, fuck, this
It
is
is.
like really
And
active, really good anime.
Even Rara Fight the Power
Yeah.
is such a stupid song.
Yup.
It's like it's a pop boppy song.
Nope. It's an
But-
opera / rap.
Yeah, I know, but it gets stuck in your head like a stupid pop
Yeah.
song. Because even though it doesn't make sense and the lyrics are fucking stupid,
Yup.
you can't help but
You get it twice
every
in the
time
anime.
you hear it, you go round, fight the power.
Yeah. You only hear it twice in the entire anime. And that is one when he's fighting the
end of
Spiral
15,
King.
yeah.
Yep. And then at the end of the entire series,
Which
when
is
they're
a
in
waste,
the main
because the
fight.
full
'Cause
version
it's
of
a
this song
fucking great
with the
song,
opera
by the way.
singer
Yup.
is phenomenal.
Especially in the last fight. They do the full... Sorry,
We will play this at the end of
we're going
this
a bit,
episode.
We're going a bit over OTT.
You are,
on
yeah,
it.
because we're only up to 15.
It's going too
really,
far. But
so.
actually, that song, they really should have played it more.
Yeah.
Because it gets a full play at the end of 29 in the big fight against the fucking universe.
Yeah.
And it's so good, but it's underused. Anyway, but looking at it as a whole, I enjoy this. I can watch it. I can watch it again. It's something that I wouldn't actively go out my way to watch all the time, but actually it's nice to go back to. And it's almost like yeah, that's what I watched first, and actually it's still really good for what it was at the time. But actually now I've watched what I would say different types and different genres which I'm more into than the mechs and stuff like
I'm
that.
not a mecha
Yeah.
guy. I'm really fucking not. But this is an exception.
There's only 2 mechs that I've ever watched, and it's this one, and it's Aldno Zero. And this one comes behind Aldno Zero in terms of storyline, in terms of quite a lot of the actual things. So I would rate this lower than what I would rate Aldno Zero. Okay.
Which leads us into ratings.
What do you think, by the way? You haven't really said anything.
No, I've said what I needed to say. I don't like mechs. I felt like Yoko was underused massively. Simon annoyed me most of the show with his moaning. And Bro was fine. Absolutely fine. Didn't get like the impact that everyone else seems to have had from his death. I was like, okay, he's dead, fair enough. Wasn't bothered by him. Nobody else stood out character-wise. The mechanic was kind of funny.
Again, though, disappears.
Yeah, again,
Yeah.
disappeared.
I think he could have cropped up.
Yeah.
I don't want to see tons of him, but I think he could have cropped up a bit more.
Roshan had more of a fucking
Yeah.
dominant feature than
And
a lot of the
which
other
is
characters,
sad.
which was sad because he was a nothing.
But why make this over? I get what he is the over sexualized character that makes everything sexual. He's Master Roshu from Dragon
Yeah.
Ball, and he's Dandy from Space Dandy, where
Yeah.
everything's turned sexual, but they flipped on his head and made it about dudes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what his character is. I just wanted to see more of it because it was funny.
Yeah.
It is funny.
Like the voice actor's great, the way that he looks is great, and even the way they animated him, where he is just kind of squirmy, is kind of good.
I liked
It fits.
the Spiral King. Didn't mind him.
Voice
As a
acting
bad
was
guy,
great.
as a bad guy, I thought he was good.
I wanted more of
How-
him though.
No,
I
I like
liked
the mystery.
Yeah, I liked the whole hidden fact that he dies and he's like, actually, I was actually doing good, not bad. I like that because that leaves a little bit of, well, hold on a minute, more shit's coming their way. Fair enough.
It
That's
does
fine,
lead very
that's
nicely
great.
into the next.
All the mech stuff, fucking hate. Cannot stand it. Mech fights are portrayed the exact same in every fucking mech or any clip of a mech fucking anime I've ever seen. All the fighting, whenever there's a big fight, you just see little like, popping explosions here, there, and everywhere where somebody's blowing up. Fucking shit. All mech fights are shit. They're not entertaining in any way. They all go the same way. Like, there's all this obscene fucking weapon comes out of nowhere and destroys. I'm not for that. at
Again,
all.
that's the joke.
Not for
That's
it.
what
So,
this show
It's not
did
a joke
that
though, because
to be
other
funny.
mechs do that.
Yeah.
They do that.
They do. That's the point. That's why they did it. Everything in here
can-
is supposed to be a trope, and
Yeah.
they know that it's a
Yeah.
trope. That's why they put it there.
But
It
for
is
me,
with
I
this
just
one.
was like, that's the same as any other
If
mech.
this show
Can I
was
just-
this show without, and they said, no, this is a serious show. You need to pay attention to the story. You really need to fall in love
Yeah.
with the writing here. It's shit.
Yeah.
But because they know it's a joke, because they go, no, we're going to lean really heavy into every trope that you've ever seen so far, it bumps it up to the point where it's like, no, we get
But
you
more,
taking the piss.
more of Ron.
More of Ron.
More jokes like that. More of Yoko and not back shelving her and stuff like that. You might have made it funnier.
Yeah, definitely. Ron would have done that a fantastic job of being
Yoko
funnier.
would have as well though.
Exactly. A little bit more of Yoko and fan service would have made it
proper-
funnier.
Proper Yoko, where she
Awkward
gets annoyed.
awkward
That
situations
Yoko.
with Yoko and stuff like that would have been funnier.
Yeah.
They would have gave you that little bit of a titter
They
and a giggle.
tried.
and
Do you know when it
Every
ends?
now and then they
Do you know when
tried.
it ends? It ends after the bath one. Because we have the whole thing of them going
before
into the,
8, before
Yeah.
8
The
ends,
problem-
because Yoko's not really prevalent in
That's
8
where
either,
it
is
ends.
she?
Because
So,
Carmena's not there to deliver the
Yeah.
lines, Yoko's not there to deliver the punchline.
Yeah.
and she's
and
not there
that's
to
a-
deliver fan service
Yeah.
situations because it's not
They
right
try
for the
it
mood that they're
once
setting.
on the beach with the blonde guy.
Yeah, but they
Kirk-
almost kill that themselves by
and it-
doing what
yeah,
they do,
and it doesn't really work.
giving her
It
that
was so
bikini.
close. Yeah,
They shut it down.
and I like that. But it was when they tried to make that same get the fuck out of the way Thunder Thighs thing with blonde guy to have the same reaction.
Keaton, yeah.
And he just doesn't deliver
Deliver.
it, whether it's the voice actor, they don't want to carbon copy the character, which I get, because why not just
Well, they do in the
not
end with
kill
Simon,
him?
but
Yeah.
They needed that plot twist though. They needed that plot
Yeah,
device.
no, his death serves well, and it's done really well.
The only thing is, right, I agree with you. Like, the fact that they overdo the mechs and stuff like that. And I agree with you on what you've said as well, Sheeny, about the fact that you don't like mech fights because they go way too over the top.
Yeah.
Like, there's always an additional piece to what they're doing. Do you know what? I'll only put this in here now because it kind of fits with what you're saying. And this is why I like Aldnoah Zero, and it's the only other one I've ever watched, right? They don't do the fucking over-the-top mech, there's always something bigger. What they do is they give them this fucking basic mech, and then the guy that's running that fucking basic mech goes, right, what's the other one got as its strengths? Where's its weaknesses?
that's fine.
And it does that, and it forces him to use their weaknesses. And there's some really fucking good fights.
Beyblade
where
with
thing
mechs.
is, look,
Beyblade
I
with
just
mechs.
have no interest in giant fighting robots with people inside. Full stop.
I've never really liked them. I watched Gundam.
I've got no interest in that.
you should have a look.
It was
I
terrible.
don't care for fighting robots.
I watched.
Oh, mind you, saying that the Hugh Jackman film one of the best films I've ever seen.
Real Steel.
Real Steel.
Fucking love that film.
It's a
Alright,
terrible
fighting.
movie.
It is amazing.
It's Rock and
right?
Sock and Robots, the movie.
It's amazing. Hugh Jackman's fucking brilliant
Rocky
in it.
in the movie.
Hugh Jackman is brilliant in it. But anyway, that's the only fighting robots I've
Rocky
ever
Sock
fucking
and
enjoyed.
It's Rocky Sock and Robots.
Anyway, let's get on to our final ratings
Yeah,
of this. Grayson, you can start.
It's an 8.5. It's not massively anywhere near going to be the highest score on this show, but the show itself, forgetting nostalgia, is still an 8.5. If I was going to drive on nostalgia, this would be fucking near a 10, because I fell in love with this when it fucking came out. This rallied me so hard, it got me
So you
back
put this
into anime.
level with Sword Art.
I'd put this level with Sword Art.
For what? Nostalgia?
No,
Just
he's
as a
just
score,
scored
I'd
it
put
level
it
with Sword
level
Art.
with Sword Art. It was never going to be better than Sword Art, but it's got the same watchability as a whole as Sword Art does as a whole.
What'd you give? 8.5?
8.5.
I would say, nostalgia-wise, it's getting an 8.5 for me. It's not the best thing I've ever watched, but it got me into things like this. And I actually thought, oh, fuck, this is actually quite good. I'll watch another one. It's the next one that really got me into it. And you know what it was? It was Kill la Kill. And that's fucking OG level for me.
But Kill la Kill comes under that same type of comedy.
Yeah, but it's
done better in Kill la Kill.
it's done better. There's actually a backstory and actually plot and shit like that.
Yeah.
It actually is. It only goes proper over the top of the last fucking
But
2
it's still a lot of
episodes.
screaming, a lot of announcing, a lot of
Yeah,
and talking and while fighting and stuff.
yeah.
But it does it
It
better.
does it better. And that's why I've given this one, I think, myself, I'm going to knock a point off of it, and I'll go for a 7.5 for this one. From just a pure reviewing...
It's in the right ballpark, yeah.
Just
it's in the
from
right
a
ballpark.
basic review from me, without the nostalgia, it's a 7.5 for me. It makes more sense. It's got a lot of things that it does well. It just doesn't hit the right beats when you're looking for a full review of it. Here we go.
Right. For me, bang average anime. Bang average down the middle 5.
Okay.
It
I
wasn't
expected less, if I'm honest.
I
with you.
expected less.
wasn't
as well.
terrible, was nowhere near great. Bang average, 5 down the middle.
Fair enough. So what the fuck are we going to give this? Because we've got a fucking...
Should we settle on a 7?
Yeah, 7 makes sense. It's your 8.5, your 5.
Don't get me wrong, had you guys have come in here and said like 9 and 9, I would have turned around and said 2 just to drag the fucking score down.
No,
Obviously,
this is
you've-
never getting near a 9.
No.
It's not that good. What this show is really good at is taking anyone that likes cartoons or modern movies and wants to try something different. You go, you need to try this because it'll give them a perfect example of what anime is, but it won't give them the best show they've ever seen.
Yep.
It
it'll
will give
you
them something that they will want to watch. They'll laugh at. They'll go, that was cool.
They'll enjoy.
Yeah. Which is exactly what this show does.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
you...
So
He's doing fucking math.
if you
this
work
time.
it out, you add it up, you divide it by the 3 of us, it comes out at a 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Makes
where it
sense.
belongs.
And it's where it belongs.
It's where it
not the
belongs.
greatest, but it's not bad.
Worked out between us, we give it a 7. We all settled on 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
7. I'm not going to argue with the 7.
So Gurren Lagann gets a Summoning Boys 7 out of 10. And on that note, it's time for us to chuff off. All you summoners can join us next time, where we will be reviewing episode 1 to 6. Jim is already excited. Episode 1 to 6 of The World God Only Knows.
Fuck, I'm looking forward to this one.
All you summoners can join us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at How Not to Summon, or you can join our Discord at How Not to Summon a Podcast. I've been Sheeny Senpai.
I've been Jim.
I've been Grayson.
See you later.
Bye.
Tara.
Later, bro.